Good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan. What a pleasure it is to be here with you on Tuesday, December, 16th? Man, we are 9 days away from Santa squeezing down the chimney and delivering gifts to all of us, whether we've been naughty or nice, still remains to be seen. But great to be here with you guys. It's our senior week here on Ben and Woods. Yeah, you serious, Clark? Santa Slay was just spotted. I'm glad you brought up Christmas Vacation because I saw something yesterday, Paulie, that made me laugh. Let me intro the show. It's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well.
Good morning. We're counting down the days. 4 more shows left.
4 shows
including
left.
The Christmas and holiday extravaganza on Friday.
My son asked me yesterday, do you like the Christmas show, Dad? And I go, I do, buddy, very, very much. And he really likes coming. He actually asked if he could come in early with me. Now, I'll probably get here Friday at like 3, maybe 3:30, somewhere around there, just to cross the T's and dot the I's. And I go, buddy, you don't want to, just roll in with Mama at like 5:30. He goes, no, I want to come with you. So I thought that's really sweet. So he may be here to help me set up and stuff on Friday, but he's all in. He's super stoked. But Paulie brought up Christmas Vacation. As I was walking out the door this morning, my wife mentioned a tweet she had seen. Now, again, I know there are movies out there that people like more or more traditional for their family. You know, Christmas Story. What's the one with Jimmy Stewart? It's a Wonderful Life. Still never seen that one. I've never seen.
No one has.
No, yeah. I think. I mean, if you're like 65 and under, have you seen It's a Wonderful Life? My kids really love Christmas Story. There's some great ones. Elf is an immediate classic. As soon as it came out, immediate classic. But it starts and stops with our family with Christmas Vacation. Starts and stops. Somebody tweeted yesterday, based on the date of yesterday, it was December 15th. That's the day that all of the in-laws arrived at the Griswold's house 10 days before Christmas morning. 10 days. And Hannah was laughing and she told me, and I go, it made me sweat. I go, what was he thinking? Like, what? Why 10
days before Christmas? And it's not like they're leaving on Christmas night. Like,
100%.
We're talking about a 2-week trip.
Who would invite someone into their home? Who would invite multiple people into their home for 10 days? 10 days. Also, if you remember the movie, one of the grandparents is sleeping on the top bunk of a bed, meaning the grandmother's sleeping below them, meaning Russ has to go sleep with his sister.
Right.
They have a nice house, but it's not like, hey, no worries. We got 4
There's no
extra
guest
bedrooms.
wing. There's no guest house. There's no ADU, in the back or anything. No, they're all crammed together in the house. It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
I
can't even wrap my head around the door. All right, hey, folks. And there's 4 old people standing at the front door being like, all right, we're here for the next 10 days. And it just blew my mind that yesterday was it because they show the advent calendar when they open it, and then the grandparents knock on the door.
You're absolutely right.
I go, I've never put 2 and 2 together.
That movie reminds me, we often complain about how life gets more hectic and seemingly more difficult and all the technology we have to manage. When Clark is putting up his Christmas lights, one thing that I don't think we appreciate is how easy or much easier Christmas lights have gotten in the last couple of decades.
How so?
Well, it used to be, they would go out all the time. You'd have to replace every bulb, check every bulb.
Is that a
every
myth,
single
by the
year.
way? Was that a myth?
No, we did that at our house. Because we had trouble
That's
at our
why
house.
they give you
the extra bulb,
the glass bulbs that would break, the thick ones every single time. You have to keep the extra bulbs for the ones that break or went out every single year. And now they're pretty idiot-proof when it comes to just plugging them in, and they work. And they twinkle with different colors and do whatever you want.
Like LED strips that just stick to the gutter or whatever.
It's so much easier nowadays.
We had permanent lights put on our home. We have them year round. And Hannah can change the color. So during baseball season, she'll change them to yellow. Like, it's sick. I love it. And
Halloween, you can be
orange. Yeah, and I love it.
St. Patrick's Day, they're green.
And when she did it, I was like, what? what are you doing? Like, we're not, she's like, not Christmas lights, just exterior lights on the house. And I think it's the greatest, but saves me money. I'm not like, I'm going to go up there and put Christmas. Come on. I mean, who are we kidding? Have you ever actually put them on the house?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
On the home?
Yeah.
You did.
Up on the, like hanging them above. Yeah, I've done it before.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Like around the windows and
Staple gun?
Staple gun?
Nails
Tape.
and then wrap around the nail and do the wrap around every 4 feet.
How long did it take you?
And it was a while. I mean, it was the first time, especially when you had to pound the nails in because we had moved into the house. It was not fun.
No.
But you can also pay people to do it, but it costs an arm and a leg.
Yeah, it's expensive to do. But yeah, I love one of my favorite things about living in California. One of my absolute favorite things. And I always wanted to live here when I was a kid. It's all I ever wanted. And I was telling my kids the other day, I still can't believe I live here. 15 years. I'm like, I cannot believe it. Like, this is all I ever wanted. When I see somebody's palm trees wrapped, it delights me.
Like candy canes.
It delights like candy canes, like anything.
You get the street where they're the line streets with the.
Now they have like netting that actually goes around it. You can buy Christmas lights
so you don't have to
that are shaped around a tree, and you just put the netting right up and attach it on the back, and it looks like a candy cane or whatever you want it to. That's the advancement in Christmas light technology.
I'm telling you, when I see somebody, the guy across the street has just a little palm tree, a little one, and he just took these lights and wrapped them around the trunk all the way up through the fronds or whatever, and I just sit on my front porch. I just stare at it. I just think it's the best. You know the Corona commercial where it's the best. It's when you see it. Yep. And the guy's just sitting out and there's that one tree and it's wrapped. It just makes me want to suck. It makes me want to suck down like 12 Coronas every time. So job well done.
God, that looks good.
But I'm telling you, something about the wrapped palm tree just it makes me so happy every year. So I do love the Christmas lights. People in our neighborhood go balls out. It is nuts. And so I don't know, man. But Christmas Vacation, always a classic. I've watched it, no kidding, already probably 4 times.
I think we've watched it twice.
And I
watched Elf on Saturday.
Like if I go home today and it's on again, I'll be like, hell yeah.
Yep. It will be, I promise you.
It will be. It's so good.
It's weird. I have so many movies, whether they're Christmas movies or Christmas adjacent, there's a bunch of movies that I pretty much only watch around this time of year. And then there's Christmas Story. I won't watch it if it's on right now. No, I enjoy it just fine. I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But it's always on Christmas. They grew up with the 24 hours of
marathon.
Christmas Story on TBS or whatever. So it's kind of I'm just going to wait. I don't really have the desire to watch a movie like that necessarily right now, but I'll watch I'll watch Elf. I'll watch The Grinch. I'll watch any other movie. It seems that's the one that always seems like it's Christmas.
We just blew an entire segment for the Christmas and holiday extravaganza. Yeah. That was we can bring it back.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes, it is. I finally come around to it. Watched it with Bo last year. It's very violent. It's a very, very, very like inordinately violent. It's extremely violent.
It's rated R.
Yeah, it is. It's great. It's great. I mean, it is as good of an action movie as you can get. It really is. It's top tier. And yeah, I think it's a Christmas movie, 100%. But we've blown that. We just did our a break that we'll do probably on Friday. But speaking of looking back, I spent yesterday. We have the Ben and Woods urine review on Thursday.
That's your ketone level.
Great. The Ben and Woods urine review on Thursday. And I went back yesterday and was listening to some old clips. I literally just pulled up Spotify and I went to Ben and Woods, the podcasts. That Paulie does such a good job at uploading them and then describing what. So I'm going through this going, oh my God, I forgot about this. Let me go listen to. Is it weird? I was laughing at our own show.
A little bit.
I was laughing so hard at a couple of bits.
There's one in particular that we will play on Thursday, but you called me.
I called Paul. I was
still
laughing.
Yeah, you were already laughing. You're like, you got to go pull this. You got to. And I remember I was like, okay,
That's pretty good.
I remember I was like, fine. Like maybe a reason I didn't save it. I don't know.
Right.
I went back, pulled it, like listened to it. It was like 8 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I was laughing too. It was like, that was a good segment.
But the problem is that, and maybe some of the tier ones can help me. And again, I'm technologically challenged. So it only goes back till August. So I'm basically missing. Now, Paulie has a few things saved from January, February, March, April, May, June, July. But we found some good stuff from January, found some good stuff from February. March through July is basically, I can't find it. Like it doesn't exist. You can only go back on Spotify to August. I went to Apple Podcasts. You can only go back till August. It's weird. It's like the same date that it cuts off. Went to the Odyssey app. Paulie said you can find it on the Odyssey app. So go to the Odyssey app. They only give you yesterday's show and Friday's show. That's all I could find. So I'm like, where the hell am I going to find?
You might need to check with the engineers on that. That doesn't sound right. 2 shows doesn't sound right.
2 shows doesn't sound right for Odyssey.
At first,
but they're not going to host every show you've ever done on that app.
That's a lot of bandwidth
because they got a lot of stations.
So at first, I thought,
I can go watch the YouTubes.
Yeah, they're all. Every show
is on YouTube.
You can go back on YouTube. Like
it's gonna take me a month,
3 years now, and the whole shows are updated. But with the podcasts, I thought initially because we, like for today's show, we're gonna post 5 or 6 individual podcasts, like the 6 a.m. hour, the 7 a.m. hour, and the full show. So I thought that's just how many clips were able to load or something. But then the fact that both Apple and Spotify went back to the same date. I go, that's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. And so I if you guys have a moment too from the year, I'm going to need date, time, and we can maybe find it. But no, if you have a moment from the year, put it in the chat today of something you wanted to hear again. But I'm telling you,
maybe just professionally clip the YouTube stream and send it to Woods.
Yeah, send it to us, and we'll figure out how to get it in. But
make sure it's a WAV file.
Yeah, no big deal.
MP4.
Make sure the audio's encoded.
Yeah.
I was legitimately. I was driving around. I was driving down to the gym, and I was listening to this segment that we did, and I was like, this is amazing. Like it's so good, and all 3 of us were like in and punching, and it was great. It won't surprise you that it had to do with Adam, but it had me in stitches.
This process actually led to one of the more serious arguments that Woods and I have ever had. It was over text yesterday.
It's not a serious argument.
It was a little bit, and I'm curious what the tier ones think, because when Woods.
We want to do this right
let's
now?
talk about it. Because
right.
You know what? I'd like to know who agrees with you and who agrees with me. For the year in review, Woods only wants to go back for clips that are like hilarious, the funny moments. That's all he wants. And I said, our show is about more than just the funny moments. There are poignant moments and important moments and memorable interview clips. And Woods says, I don't want to do any of that. It's all about the funny. Why wouldn't you make every segment as funny as possible?
Right.
If that's what you could do. And I said, I agree. The funny parts are the best part of the show. But you can mix it up. There are other things we did over the year that weren't necessarily rip-roaring hilarious that are significant and could be included in our year-end review.
So again, like maybe it was just the ideas that you pitched, like, hey, let's go back and bring back a Nick Pavetta interview from spring training. And I thought to myself, if I'm driving, like, hey, remember when we talked to Nick Pavetta? I'm like, click, right? So then you wanted to bring up Schilt.
Unless he said something that was the funniest thing we'd ever heard.
Like Goose Gossage, I would bring that interview back, but that was last year. So I think for me, my point was, you said, who would want to go to a 4-hour comedy show? I'm like, I would in a heartbeat. And I said, laughing is never tiresome. Like the more we can make people laugh, the better we always are. It's our default, like informational and funny. But like, I don't think people want to relive where they were when they heard Mike Schilt retired. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. And I thought a lot about this too, because I don't want to come off as a authoritarian jerk. The 2 most compelling moments on the year are 2 moments I don't want to relive. One of that moment that hit you when you were like, got upset about when we told you, like, you're so much more than just like a dude that reads liners, and like you got emotional.
I did.
That was massively compelling. The other one was when 2 minutes before we went on the radio, my birth father passed away, and 50 years of pain and anguish.
If you don't want to
came bubbling
that,
up.
I can understand.
I would love
that.
to rehear your trauma on Thursday, actually.
Like, the thought, I started sweating. I'm like, oh my God, maybe we should just play Nick Pivetta coming off for the first time. Because that's compelling.
People would
radio.
listen to it, though.
I don't want to hear
it. But if you don't want to hear it, I can respect that.
I think, see, KG says replay AJ calling out Woods. No, he called out Ben.
Yeah,
so he called out
me.
And that's absolutely in there.
Schulte called you out.
Did he?
Well,
Like
in that
weekly.
Yeah,
yeah,
weekly.
there was a couple of times during the interviews during the year.
So I think my default is always, hey man, let's give them 4 hours of absolute heat of just this. It was so funny.
Yeah.
This was so compelling.
If it was 4 hours of us, different segments of us making fun of Adam, I still think that that's pretty funny, but I can see how that could be annoying.
I would absolutely listen, but
they're all funny.
They're all funny.
They're gonna be.
We
total mix.
eventually came to
an agreement.
Where it's gonna be pretty much all funny, but we're gonna mix it up with different
and we'll
kinds of segments, and we'll be here,
here
hosting it and reliving it and talking about everything with you on Thursday. It's going to be a good show.
It'll be a really good show. It will be a really, really good show. And you go back and again, going through those moments of just little things that we talked about, man, I was like, we hit a real hot zone in about August, September, man. We were on fire. And I was, this is unbelievable. I'm very proud of us. So,
and kind of just until today, like up till now, we've kind of been rolling since about August. Like I was just looking at the dates of a lot of those clips, like you said, and it was, I think it was just the fact that when the baseball season started, March, really April, we just kind of get into a bit of a baseball rhythm.
Yeah, baseball rhythm.
And we're talking about the game the night before. And then when that's over, we're previewing the next game. And some of the moments just kind of are a little bit more spaced apart.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, August into September, even into the playoffs, we had like some of our best stuff.
White hot. Just incredible stuff. I was so proud of us. And, again, I wasn't trying to argue with you. I really wasn't. But I think the idea of I think when you said Nick Pivetta, I felt like that was such a punt because it wasn't that good.
You're right about that. But how about the headbanging dude moment? The moment when Woods asked Schilt if he would let Merrill play shortstop, and you could feel Schilt boiling over. That. You don't want to relive that. That's fine.
No, it's more of like Mike Schilt's gone, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like onward and upward. I think. The shirt. I mean, there was a ton of moments with Schilt that frankly, maybe I don't want to relive it. Maybe I don't.
We're just going to spare Woods the trauma.
Yeah, maybe I don't. I saw our beloved yesterday. I went to the gym and I saw our beloved Trevor Hoffman at the gym.
How's he doing?
He's great. He says hello.
Does he let himself go? Is that why he's back at the gym?
I gotta tell you, dude.
Put on some weight.
I gotta tell you. Number one, I've said this a million times. I'll say it forever. You will not find a nicer human being, much less a nicer Hall of Famer than Trevor Hoffman. You just won't. I can't even imagine that there's a nicer, more dynamic, more kind Hall of Famer out there.
They're not all that nice.
They're not all that nice.
I'll let you in on the secret.
And a lot of older baseball players too. A lot of baseball players in general, they're not nice dudes. A lot of them. He's so amazing and genuine. Saw him, came up, and you know how I do it. I went up and I pinched him right on the butt. And he has back to me, and I go, "Hey."
I bet he doesn't get that from a lot of people. So, gotta say that probably most Padres fans' reaction when they see Trevor Hoffman at a distance is to
pinch his butt,
is to whisper to the person next to them, "Oh my God, is that Trevor Hoffman?" Woods' instinct is to go up and pinch him on his backside.
So I pinched him right on his butt. He looked over. He goes, "Hey!" I go, "Hey!" And I gave him a hug. He was all sweaty. I liked it. It was fun. I go, "How you doing?" He goes, "I'm good." And he goes, and dude, he always asks about the boys. How are the boys? Boys excited for Christmas? Yes, they're so excited.
He doesn't mean
Christmas.
Me and Paul.
No,
he?
No, he meant my children. And he,
okay, Trevor.
And we're shooting the breeze for a minute, and he's like, that's the thing I wanted to say. And I told Bo this too. I watched this guy because I had a pretty good workout scheduled, and I did it. And I'm looking out of the corner of my eye to see if he's looking to make sure that I'm not over there screwing around. It made me want to get after it. But I watched this dude work out. He was there was there before I got there, and he left a little bit before I left. And he was cranking it out with he had a group of about 6 guys. One of them was his kid, and Brad Osmus and Charles Nagy, and those guys, they're grinding. And I looked at him, I'm like, you're already in the Hall of Fame, dude. Like, you made it. Like, you're in the Hall of Fame.
You put in the work.
You put in the work to get to the Hall of Fame, the top of as far as you can go. And I'm in there watching him, and he's working out like he's trying to make a ball club. And it inspired me so much. And I told Bo that story driving home from school. He goes, yeah, so I go, you don't get it? He's in the Hall of Fame, and he's working like he's trying to make it, like he's trying to make a ball club.
He doesn't know any other way.
I know. He doesn't.
He doesn't know any other way.
It was so good. And he was grinding, drenched in sweat, just getting after it. And it was so inspiring to see. Because like I said, man, it just goes to show you, like, it doesn't stop. Like the quest for greatness, I guess it just doesn't stop if you're wired that way.
If he wanted to let himself get a little paunchy around the
100%.
middle, it's fine. He's as you said, a Hall of Famer, a legend. It's okay to work a little less hard after your baseball career is over, but Trevor does not wired that way.
He's not wired that way. And I was very moved and inspired by that. And if you're listening, Trev, I just think you're the best dude on the planet. And we're so lucky to have you here. You know, he's just such a great, great ambassador for the San Diego Padres. And I defy you, if you're a fan of another team and you have a Hall of Famer in your city walking around, I defy you to find a nicer guy than that one. We're so
blessed
kind.
with maybe the 2 nicest Hall of Famers, in Tony Gwynn, and Trevor Hoffman, of any organization, probably in all of sports.
Yeah, we don't have a lot to hang our hats on, but we got that certainly. And we talked about Randy, for a minute, and talked about fantasy camp. He's going to be out there this year. Hoffy will be, and we talked about Randy and his legacy and what a cool moment it will be. Obviously, everyone will miss Randy Jones at fantasy camp, but what a cool moment it will be when we do get to celebrate the life of Randy Jones out there. So just always good to see him. You always feel better after you see Hoffy. I mean, you really do. You just feel better. He makes you feel good when you see him. So
I'm blown away. 3 weeks from Thursday.
Yeah.
Going out to fantasy camp.
That's insanity.
I mean, it is right around the corner, and then we get back, and we're a couple of weeks away from spring training.
I love it. It's a great time of year, man. Great, great time of year. So shout out to Trevor Hoffman, the true GOAT, man. The true GOAT. Just getting after it in the gym. And it was actually made me go twice as hard yesterday just seeing him, dude.
All right, you ready? We'll take our first time out. When we come back, we'll set the menu, which we're crossing our fingers could include one of our favorite guests joining us, hopefully in the first couple hours of the program. We'll also talk about what I did yesterday, and that was visit with Yu Darvish at Ronald McDonald House at Rady Children's Hospital. Lots of updates on his surgery, his future potentially, what Yu Darvish had to say. We'll get to all of that coming up next. Ben Woods and Paul on a Tuesday morning. Christmas approaching on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, though, as we're talking about the gym and trying to be a little healthier, I would highly recommend picking up the EcoWater system and getting it put in your home. One of the smartest, most practical upgrades I've ever made for my family. Coming up on my EcoWater anniversary here in, 5 days or so. We've had the system in our home. The best, man. Bottled quality water out of every single tap. You can drink your shower water. You can drink your tap water. It's truly, truly revolutionary. They've been doing this since 1925. They patented the first self-regenerating water softener, and nearly a century later, they're still leading the way. It's not just about how good the water tastes. Getting hard water out of your home it's imperative for your home's health, right? The hard water can damage your plumbing, your appliances, all of that. If you ignore it, you'd have to repipe your entire home. Get it done, guys. Try the Soft Life and alkaline water now, just $9.95 a month. Their number is 760-350-3338, or you can go to ecowatersocal.com. Just let them know Woodsy sent you, please. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft since 1925.
player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Mention one of our favorite guests, crossing our fingers, because he's a busy man. But Paulie tells us that at 7:35 this morning, we are hoping to connect with ESPN MLB insider Jesse Rogers. Just dropped a new piece at 4 a.m. this morning about the hitters market in free agency. But had this nugget, Woods, that I did not realize. And he says this is good news for the guys who are still left. The top free agents, hitting-wise, Bo Bichette, Alex Bregman, Cody Bellinger, Kyle Tucker. Next year's expected free agent class for hitters is pretty thin.
Lean.
Seiya Suzuki, George Springer, Taylor Ward are likely to be the best of the bunch. So if you need a hitter in the next, 5 years, you should be shopping now and not waiting until the next free agent class, because there aren't a lot of guys whose contracts are expiring after 2026. Plus, potential lockout. You don't even know when you're going to be able to sign those guys. So next year's offseason for a number of factors. Not good for teams that are going to need to add offense, which could juice up the market for some of the guys who are currently available right now.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, still some good players out there. Plenty of good players, plenty of good pitchers out there still remaining. If you guys want to go out and drop a little coin, just waiting out the market at this point, Benny. The interesting thing about being here in San Diego is obviously the trade rumors yesterday. I actually heard Gwen and Chris talking about it. I tuned in for a little bit, and it's Tony. Tony was talking about it, and they were kind of trying to sort through the, there's so many names mentioned, right? And I think they all made the point of, listen, it's not going to be they're not going to trade Nick Pivetta, Mason Miller, Adrian Morejon, Jeremiah Estrada, and for a couple of prospects.
No.
But they were trying to sort out, who would be a good return. I just don't know, man. I know that the teams are probably engaged in some talks. There's none of those guys really blow my hair back. Mark Vientos, who, by the way, just hired Scott Boras as his agent. I don't know what his contract says. I don't know what it is. I don't know how many years left remaining. I don't know. There's definitely some square peg round hole feels with the Mets. Obviously, we need pitching. We need pitching. But I don't want to give you a good pitcher for a lesser than good pitcher. Right? Like in Nick Pivetta.
I agree with what our friend Tommy tweeted this morning. They said if Mason Miller gets traded, if the Padres deal Mason Miller, he wants the other fan base to cry about what they have to give up, like he did when the Padres had to give up Leodalis DeVries to get Mason Miller. If you can do a deal like that, you do have to consider making that trade. As valuable as Mason Miller is, and he is, I do believe he's one of the more valuable players in baseball, because if you're trying to win a World Series, you would love to have Mason Miller in your bullpen.
I mean,
it
more
feels,
than anything.
It feels like you eliminate, especially in the playoffs, and you saw how good he was
so good
for the Padres. You eliminate 1 to 2 innings almost every game.
Yeah.
In the postseason with the off days built in. He's a postseason monster. So, that's also why the Padres would need to keep him, because if they want to have success in the postseason, having that as a weapon is amazing. But, for the next 4 years, he'll probably pitch 70 innings a season, and you have a lot of needs. You need to fill, as we said, 450 starting pitching innings this year alone.
Yeah, there's 70. Here's 70.
And that's not even starting pitching. He's going to pitch about 70 innings.
Right.
They'll be great innings. But if you can find a way to, address a number of different needs and make it really hurt for the return the other way, yes, you talk about it and you discuss a Mason Miller trade.
I don't want to see him go simply for the reason that I absolutely love watching him pitch. I just love it. When he got here last year, what did I say? I said, this is my favorite new Padre. He's just incredible, and I want him here for the rest of his career. I also understand the logistics of the way that this team is now, and that AJ Preller is hamstrung. He does not have a blank check. He is not going to be able to take on a bunch of massive contracts. So I'm a realist too, but he is a very valuable piece. And I do feel, you can look at that deal that you did with DeVries, and the book is not closed on JP Sears yet. So as much as I want to slam the book shut, it's not. He's going to make a bunch of starts for this team, and hopefully Ruben can get him dialed into where he's a serviceable 4 or 5. I'm going to hold out a little bit of hope for that. So that deal's not, you don't really know the end game of that. I do feel, though, if you end up trading Mason Miller and getting back, the Mets version of Leodalis DeVries, kind of washes it out, right? Like you're like, but I want more. I want to compete at the big league level. I don't want to get a new stud for AA or single A right now that we can dream on in the future. I want somebody that's ready to compete this year, because Manny's not getting any younger. Xander's not getting any younger. Let's try to compete this year.
Remember one other thing. If you trade Mason Miller, you still have Adrian Morejon at the back end of your bullpen, but only for 1 more year.
Right.
Because he's headed toward free agency. Have not heard anything about
an extension,
a potential Adrian Morejon extension.
Should have been done at the All-Star break last year. For real.
It's funny because there's so many deals that you go, AJ may have gone a little too fast on that one.
Yeah.
This one may have waited a little bit too long because
like,
the
dude,
price tag for Adrian Morejon has gone up and up and up and up.
He's like, he's been here 11 years, man. Like, literally, like, he got here when he was 16 years old.
They paid him, what, $11 million to start?
Yeah.
And that looked like, man, they paid that guy a lot of money, and he's never amounted to anything.
And now
you wish, oh, man, I wish we had signed him for a 4 or 5 year deal about a year and a half ago before he got really expensive. But he's going to be
love to see him.
Pricey commodity.
Chris brings it up in the chat. Absolutely love to see Adrian Morejon. Obviously the step forward on the field, but the step forward in the community as well. Incredible. He's at every event now. And I love that. I think that's absolutely spectacular. We had, a guy made $144 million here. Couldn't get him to go out.
He and his wife, they're solid citizens.
Absolutely.
Padres
fantastic
community.
People. So I don't know, man. I do think, I think with Miller, you got to get a huge, huge haul back. And I don't want to see him go. I don't. It's not one of those deals where like trying to trade Mason Miller. I don't want to see him go.
You're right in that part of being a baseball fan is about the fun and the enjoyment of watching players.
It used to be.
We all,
right?
We all want to win. And if you gave me the choice, a really fun team with players you love watching, but in the end, they're going to kind of disappoint and not going to win that many games, or kind of a robotic, team. You don't love all the players, but they're going to be great and probably win the World Series. We'd all take the World Series.
Of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that there isn't some sort of balance, that you want to have players that people enjoy coming to see at the ballpark. They get you out of your seat.
Well, they've done a good job with
that.
And
Mason Miller's one of them.
He's one of them.
He comes into a game, you're locked in. You're not going to the concession stand.
No.
You are locked in to every pitch, because every pitch could go 104 miles per hour.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, man, make it sting. I mean, make it absolutely sting a franchise. Absolutely have to fleece someone. But I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to materialize at all. I saw the crazy. I mean, I thought crazy a little bit. 20 mil for Ha-Seong Kim, kind of bet on himself, turned down a $16 million player option, and then went back to free agency and got 20 mil from the Atlanta Braves. So good for HSK. Healthy.
Yeah, I don't think it was that big of a risk for him. He knows the market. The agents know the market, and they felt like they could get a little bit more by opting out. Apparently, Ha-Seong Kim had multi-year offers from other teams at a lower AAV.
Yep.
But give the Braves credit. They traded for him, swallowed a little money at the end of last season when they didn't need him. Obviously, they weren't going anywhere, but they felt we get him in the door. Even if he opts out, we've got a better chance of bringing him back, and he will be their starting shortstop for this season at 20 mil, which is
1 year deal, man,
doable in a 1 year deal.
Yep.
And the Braves are looking to bounce back with a vengeance after a really down season, and I would expect that they will. That was an anomaly for the Braves last year.
Thought so too. I had them unseating the Dodgers, man. I really did. I thought the going into the season they were going to be a really, really good team. Nobody was going to count on Strider not being healthy all the whole time, and then not really being that effective when he came back. So he takes that next step and is back to full strength. That team is a force again, and I think Ha-Seong Kim up the middle makes them a really good team. And again, 1 year deal, $20 million seems like a lot of cash, but kind of the going rate for a shortstop of his caliber.
I think it makes sense for him because he's set up for a good season, and if he has a good year, he can then sign a 4-year deal, $100+ million
for sure,
which is definitely, I think, in the cards for Ha-Seong Kim.
Great dude, happy for him. Profar's elated to have him back. They're best friends. They're absolutely best friends. So they're super excited to be playing together.
We'll talk about all these issues, hopefully, with Jesse Rogers at 8:35. I'll guess on Ben Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We'll have our regular features. Don't do this at 7:20. Take on Woods at 8:20. And we've got our biggest fan contest and the Roundel Report in our 9 o'clock hour. Let's check traffic, though, and I want to share what we learned from you, Darvish, yesterday. Spent about an hour with him at Ronald McDonald House at Rady Children's Hospital.
You know,
it was a good event. Still don't know.
You still don't know.
Still don't know.
That was like your goal of going down there.
He had one job.
Yeah, you had one job.
He's tough to read. I will say that.
Okay.
We will talk about you, Darvish, next here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury. This report is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Watch out, you got some debris slowing you down on the 78 eastbound at San Marcos Boulevard. It's in the middle lane and hitting those brakes northbound on the 805 as you approach the 15. But good news on the 125 southbound at the 54. There was a small brush fire that has been cleared, and hitting the brakes on the 52 westbound by Mass Boulevard. Whether you're dashing through San Diego or heading out of town, make sure your car is in the game. Friendly text at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. We'll check your lights, wipers, tire pressure, battery, and more with every oil change. Grab holiday savings now at SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Sue Aller with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Jesse Rogers at 7:35. Wood said I said 8:35,
Yeah.
but that's the plan, at least at this point. We also have some SDSU basketball tickets to give away for tomorrow's Mountain West opener against Air Force, so stay tuned for your chance to win coming up. But yesterday was invited to another Padres holiday event. This one very special at Ronald McDonald House. Do you know what Ronald McDonald House is, Woods?
Yes.
You do?
Like
Okay.
a kids, it's like is that the place that parents stay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very good, Woods. Yeah, it's
Jesus, scared me. They didn't put me on the spot like that.
No, I just, I didn't know how much Ben-splaining I needed to do. But for anyone who doesn't know, at Rady Children's Hospital, Ronald McDonald House is a place for, when you have a patient, a child who's there long-term for serious medical care, cancer treatment, whatever, and they can't leave the hospital. Ronald McDonald House provides a place where parents and siblings can stay and live while their, child is in the hospital long-term, so they can be right there. And then they also provide all these, services to make life better. It's such a tough time when you have a child who's sick in the hospital. And during the holidays, they put together this holiday workshop, basically this giant room of toys where, the kids and their siblings who are there just stuck at the hospital for the entire holiday season can come in and pick out a gift. And they have a playroom. They have a Padres theme, like clubhouse playroom.
Looks awesome.
It's really cool. It's amazing. And you was there. He's been a benefactor and a supporter of Ronald McDonald House. Stopped by to help, shopping with some of the kids. And
Sweet angel.
There's no more heartbreaking scene than you can, see. You don't know exactly what it is, but the kid who's had the cancer treatment, they're bald and they've got the face mask on, but their eyes light up. They meet you, Darvish.
So
they're getting
cool.
autographs, holding their hand as they walk around the room. It is, he said, like tears come to your eyes when you look at this. But he also was asked some questions about, obviously, his future with the San Diego Padres. And we learned some things about Yu Darvish's injury from last year. The first being, he was diagnosed with his elbow injury way back in March in spring training when they initially shut him down. And you said at that time, most doctors said it's time to just get surgery. But there were some doctors who said, but there are players who do fight through it and play through it, get some treatment, get some rest, and you might be able to pitch a little bit, later in the season. And you said at that time, he really thought this might be it for me in my career, given, his age and where he was. He decided he wanted to try to fight through it to help the San Diego Padres as much as he could in 2025 and take his chances. He admits it didn't go that well. He felt like he didn't really contribute to the team the way he wanted to. Obviously, he came back and made a handful of starts down the stretch, made his playoff appearance, but he was never able to get to the point where he felt like he was Yu Darvish. He had to modify his delivery, do everything to try to make it work, and it just wasn't as effective as he wanted to be. You could clearly see that Yu was disappointed with how that year went. I understand the sentiment, though, of not just shutting it down and going right to the surgery, knowing I don't know if I'm coming back from a surgery. If my career is over, I want to take at least the shot of coming back and pitching one more time in meaningful games. Do you feel like that was understandable and okay for you, Darvish, to do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A guy wanting to help his team, how could we sit here and say that was the wrong decision? He knows his body. The one thing and we've talked about this a little bit on this show. And I think the common fan they always just say, well, just get a surgery. It's surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery. It's traumatic. These guys go through, I've seen these dudes in the gym, these big old scars that go from the middle of their bicep down, and it's like, for us, we just go, well, it's so easy, man. Just go get the elbow cleaned up or go get your knee cleaned up. It's pretty gnarly. It's pretty gnarly stuff. And these guys are finely tuned, the best athletes in the world, the top 1% of the 1% that can do what they do.
Like you listening, have you ever had surgery?
Yeah, and it's not ideal.
I mean, even with the best doctors and the best care and the best facilities, like that is still a major decision.
Yeah, it's a major decision and it's trauma. And if he thought he could pitch, who are we to tell him you can't? You're not going to, And so it's a bummer. And the reactions again are what really make me mad. Seeing some of the stuff yesterday. Oh, happy to get that check, isn't he? And it's like, guy got hurt on the job. What's he supposed to do?
So
what's he supposed to do?
What is he going to do is the question now going forward. And he was also pretty candid yesterday when he said he's feeling good. He actually said in English when he was asked, how do you feel after the surgery in October? He said, pretty good.
Yes, pretty good.
A rare English answer in front of the media for you, Darvish. He had 2 English answers. I asked him also what his favorite toy was.
Nice.
He said Lego.
Lego
was his favorite toy growing up. But he said pretty good. But he said through his translator, Shingo, he said, don't take this the wrong way, because I think he understood that people might overreact. But I am not rehabbing with the thought right now of pitching again. I just want to get my arm healthy at this point, as healthy as it can be. If at some point I feel like, all right, I feel so good that I want to get back out on the mound and pitch again, I will keep that option open for now. But right now, my focus is the rest of my life and making sure that arm is healthy, that he can play catch with his kids, that he can live a normal life. That's what the rehab is doing right now. He's not driving himself. He's not going to get back this season, clearly. It's a long 12 to 15-month recovery. So he knows he's out this year. He just wants to make sure the arm is in a good place. And then at the end of that, he's going to decide on his future. Kevin Acee did report in his story, he was also there at the event, that there have been discussions behind the scenes about a potential retirement and negotiated settlement with you, Darvish. And again, the reason that you would do that, because as we have pointed out, he is well within his rights in simply rehabbing, showing up for the next 3 years and collecting every dollar that the Padres have committed to him. But if he doesn't want to do that, if he wants to spend time with his family at some point after his rehab is done, he can accept a settlement which would save the Padres some money, and then he would no longer have to have those obligations of showing up every single day and, putting in the work for something that he probably knows is not going to happen, and that is a return to the mound. Because if you collect the money, there is an obligation for you to at least try to return and help your team. And if he doesn't want to do that, there's probably some wiggle room in between where the Padres and you can come to what they think is a fair settlement, where you still get, probably a lot of the money, but the Padres do save some that they could reallocate toward their roster sometime in the future. I think that's where this is heading.
I mean, I hope that I hope that wasn't the way that he went out, but if it is, it doesn't diminish his incredible career. It doesn't diminish what kind of human being he is. One of my favorite Padres ever, you Darvish, and wish him the best, man. And hope he's, like he said, man, the most important thing, being able to play catch with his kids down the road, is the most important thing for him. And I totally understand that.
I believe he will go into the Hall of Fame for what he meant to the game, not just here, but overseas as well. The impact that he had on baseball in Japan and continues to have. I just think we get so caught up day to day and wins and losses,
transactions,
and performance and transactions and all that crap. Take a step back and just know that we are lucky, and we've been lucky to have you, Darvish, in a San Diego Padres uniform.
Yeah.
And I see KJD saying, can this be a Steven Strasburg dilemma, an Anthony Rendon situation? I don't see it at all like that. There's no animosity between you and the Padres. No. This would be the Padres facilitating you with what he wants to do going forward, and then coming to what I think would be a very mutually agreeable solution.
A decision,
It's not going to be some sort of standoff between you and the team. We're not heading in that direction.
Guy's a G, man. He's out at the Ronald McDonald House yesterday helping out, right? So,
all right, we'll take time out. With the news yesterday, we missed what you guys wanted to do. Another shout out to his family. We'll start there in our second hour next on The Fan. Hour number 2, Ben and Woods. It's Tuesday morning. Going to have some SDSU basketball tickets to give away coming up here shortly. The Aztecs open Mountain West play against Air Force tomorrow night at Viejas Arena. And then on Saturday, they head to Phoenix to face number 1 Arizona.
Keep it within 30.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they pulled off the upset, it would get them back in the conversation for an at-large bid. If they don't, and they lose by 30 like we kind of are anticipating, it's going to be a long road. I mean, there's just not a huge pathway with their net ranking being so low. They have no quad 1 wins. They're going to have to dominate Mountain West play, which is tough to do to get an at-large bid. We're still heading toward the likely scenario of 3 games, 3 days in March at the Mountain West tournament as the only pathway for SDSU to reach the NCAA tournament this year.
Yeah, the 9-0 Arizona Wildcats. Right, though, for an upset, right? You got to stub your toe at some point, don't you?
I guess
maybe
so.
you don't.
I mean, are they going to win every game this season? Probably not.
They're favored by 6.5 right now.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
This can't be right.
I mean, San Diego
doesn't
State
sound
has
right.
some
Doesn't
very
sound
talented players, but I would have said more like a 13 or 14 point spread for that game.
That's still
This
pretty early.
isn't right. This is SDSU minus 6.5. There's no way.
That's definitely
There's
not
no
right.
chance. This is
an old.
Are we looking
box score
football here or something? I have no idea. Yeah, it's football. Actually,
Not a
it's
lot of
football.
places are going to have lines out right
Yeah,
now.
fair enough.
It's a little early for a line. I'm guessing it'll be a 14, 15 point spread.
Yeah.
It is a new quote unquote neutral site game, but it's in Phoenix, so not the most neutral
Instead
site
of
game.
Flagstaff,
Tucson.
that's right.
Is where their home base is, but they'll meet in Phoenix at the Phoenix Suns Arena for that game on Saturday. Yeah, look at it as an opportunity for San Diego State.
Yeah.
I'm not like dreading the game. I'm looking
No.
forward to watching it.
Kind of
I
excited
think
to see what Arizona looks like.
if you're on that team, you're excited to take a shot at
Oh,
number
yeah.
1. Absolutely.
Always.
But also be realistic, and I wouldn't expect San Diego State to be favored or anything.
Yeah,
like
but that makes all your Mountain West games even more important because
Yes.
that's how you're going to need to get there. Best seeding you can get in the tournament going forward. So
like they would have to get crushed. I mean, destroyed, like 40 points for it to even be a bad loss. Like Arizona's is just that good.
they are, and Michigan's that
Michigan
good as
was
well.
that good.
It feels like we're heading toward a Michigan-Arizona final. I know
Yeah.
it's so early in the season, but both of those teams have been just so dominant. Yeah, and I know Arizona had a couple of closer wins, but Michigan has been lately just ever since they played San Diego State.
Those
they've
teams are all
been-
playing really good teams too.
Yeah, they have tested themselves against good opponents, and they have passed every test so far this year. They've been really, really good. It's kind of a little unlucky. I mean, Brian Dutcher wants to schedule good opponents that help your ranking, but you also want to be able to win some of those games. And right now, Michigan and Arizona look like, really good metrics games, but unwinnable.
Yeah.
Like you want to take on a top 20 team.
Right. Not a top 1 or 2.
Yeah, we can definitely get that on a good day. We can definitely get this team. Not necessarily the case with the 2 that you landed on being, you didn't expect them to be 1 and 2
Right.
when you faced them in non-conference play, but that's who you got, 1 and 2 so far this year.
Yeah, win that game tomorrow against Air Force. Win your win your conference games, and then you're really just rolling the dice and hoping you can put it together in Vegas out in March or whatever, and make that tournament. But yeah, it's a little bleak right now, which is it's not exactly where we thought we would be right now.
No, I was so excited about the prospects of this team because I know they're a really good and talented group.
There's still time.
But
It's
it
just tough.
hasn't worked out.
They've had a rough start to the season, and then every year, this is just that time of year where it's like you have one game every like 10 to 12 days.
Lag.
And when they aren't particularly like aesthetically pleasing, last one notwithstanding, it can make that 10-day gap in between games just feel even longer.
Yeah, sure. Eternity.
And that's because there's finals happened last
the
week.
kids are going to be off
holidays,
campus
yeah.
here for the next few weeks, and then you get into January, and then it's like, all right, Tuesdays and Saturdays or whatever it is.
Yep, for sure.
All right, you wanted to talk about another celebrity that we lost.
Well,
Missed
this
this
one,
one.
I mean, this one kind of, obviously was pales in comparison to the passing of Rob Reiner, which is the more details that come out about that. It was hard, man. I was in the rabbit hole on it last night. Just one of the most heartbreaking stories I think I've ever read in my entire life. But I noticed I believe it was Friday, We've talked a lot about the movie Pulp Fiction on this program.
It's a
We
great movie.
actually dressed, one of us is actually dressed in a gimp mask before and eaten pasta through it.
It's true.
Yeah, we've seen that move
Who was
before.
that?
That was my sweet angel, Ben Higgins.
At least he didn't have the zipper to
No.
close the thing. That's hardcore.
That's a good idea, actually. Because we
You hear me talking, hillbilly boy?
we need one more bit for from now on. If he starts talking about something we don't want him to talk about, we all right,
the
zip it
zipper.
up. Which would mean you'd have to wear it the whole time. And all right, zip it up, and he just
Nah, man. I'm pretty far from okay.
they guy passed away on, I believe it was Friday, and by the name of Peter Green. And I think if you're a Pulp Fiction fan, Ben, you know him as the one and only Zed.
Who's Zed?
Zed's dead,
Zed's
baby.
dead, baby.
Yep,
Zed's
Peter
dead.
Green passed away, 60 years old, in his apartment in New York. Pretty eerie way to pass away. They found him in his home. They had to do a wellness check on him because they heard Christmas music playing loudly in his home. And so neighbors got concerned. Apparently, he was a really, really good dude, good neighbor, would help out all his neighbors, carrying packages and things like that. Very beloved in his community. Talked to his agent the night before and sounded good. And it was fine. He had a surgery he was going in for. He was a little bit nervous about it. And he was scheduled for surgery that Friday, and that's the day he was found passed away in his home. So no autopsy or anything yet. But Peter Green, Zed from Pulp Fiction, which remains one of the wildest characters, I think, in movie history. Zed and his pawn shop buddy, or
Who was the other one?
I don't know who that.
Does
guy
anyone
is.
ever remember
No,
the name of the other guy?
just
But everyone
remember
remembers
Peter Green,
Zed because
yeah.
of Bruce Willis's
Guy with a
line.
beard or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sitting there watching.
Sitting in the corner, like, freaking weirdo, dude, just licking his lips. One of the most. I was on Netflix with my kids. I'm scrolling through movies.
It's not a great kid.
No,
movie.
and there's like it says like Pulp Fiction. I looked at Bo. I go, about 10 years you can watch Pulp Fiction. He goes like, I want to watch it now. I go, nah, we're not watching Pulp. I couldn't even begin to explain because I still don't know at 50 how that scene came to pass. Let's put this guy in a box. We'll keep him at the bottom of the pawn shop, and guys will come in and we'll hit him over the head and we'll take him downstairs and have our way with him. It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, throwing a giant sword.
Yeah, throwing a
into
big
the-
sword
into the
too,
mix.
100%.
I ain't through with you by damn sight. I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
I mean, but the scene itself is so good. And Peter Green it was amazing.
Dude,
as
he's-
Zed.
Meeny, miny, mo.
Oh,
You're like, it's chilling.
so-
He's so good.
He was in The Mask as well, where he played a villain. He was in Blue Streak, which my kids love that movie with Martin
I
Lawrence.
love-
They
it's
love it.
fantastic. So good.
Remind me to have Taylor do his bit for you on Friday.
can't wait.
You're going to die when you
I
see
will
it.
quote that movie all
Okay,
morning. with
they
Taylor.
love Blue Streak. They think it's the greatest. Every night,
That's like leaving candy around
that's
me.
watch him do it. You're gonna die when you see it. You really will. He was
Oh,
in
another character is named Maynard.
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 Oh,
yes.
looks like a Maynard.
Perfect.
Commendatory. Got it. Yeah, Maynard.
Perfect. Maynard and Zed just getting after it at the bottom of the pawn shop.
I think Quentin Tarantino's mind is
Oh.
a very disturbing
You think
place
so?
if you ever got in there.
You think so, Captain? I mean, it is. It's completely out. Talk about when you're watching a movie, you're like, man, this movie kicks ass. This is unbelievable. And then when they cut to that, you're like, all right, what just happened? I'll never forget it. I mean, I'll never.
The
ever
fact that he
forget
can
it.
convince so many A-listers to like
Yes.
share his weird visions and create these amazing movies
Just brilliant.
is
Yeah.
always, I think, the
He's-
mystery of
he's-
Quentin Tarantino.
Pure, just brilliant.
Brilliant. But I love this guy, man. I thought he was a really talented actor. And if you saw him in a movie, you went, oh, okay. He was also in Training Day. He was one of Alonzo's crew. You know, the crew that Ethan Hawke was trying to make that team.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys. And he was bad at, he got shot. He's the one that got shot. He said, go ahead, hit me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he
in
was
the,
in-
in
he
the
was a
living room.
Great character actor. And I saw that news. It just bummed me out, man. Found dead by himself in his apartment. It was brutal. So
Sounds like he never got to be the hero in like a children's movie.
No. Or the romantic love interest of like, oh, we fell in love in this park. Yeah.
He didn't do a rom-com
No
with Katherine
rom-com.
Heigl
No,
or something.
no, he never got to do anything like that.
I mean,
but-
he could do creepy. He looked creepy.
He looked creepy.
He looked creepy.
He had that look, man.
Which, hey, you know what? If you are gifted with a creepy look, that's
Wear
a
it.
great way to make use of it. You know
Yeah.
what? All right, I know I look creepy. I'm gonna lean into it, and I'm gonna play creepy villains in movies and make a good living out
Yeah,
of it.
he was really good at it. So you know how we do it on this show.
And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
Is that the best Quentin Tarantino movie? I think so.
I do too.
Reservoir Dogs was very good,
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly close.
but I think Pulp Fiction wins.
Yeah.
Inglorious Bastards.
That's probably 1A and 1B for me.
Yeah.
Inglorious Bastards.
Pulp Fiction was
Unbelievable.
just such a mind blower. It was just blew my mind. I'm watching over the break.
He did
Nothing
he
says
did Django too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing says Christmas like Pulp Fiction. Nothing. There's just so much of it, and I've seen it 100 times. But I still if I watch it, I'm just ravaged with anxiety the whole time. Just ravaged with it.
It's one of
because
those movies you can almost pick up something new every time you watch
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah, I'd say 1 and 1A, Pulp and Glorious Bastard.
He didn't direct it, but True Romance
Oh,
he wrote,
elite.
which is one of my favorites.
Sit down, boy. Get yourself an egg roll. It's one of the best movies of all time.
He did an interview recently with somebody and he was talking about he said Kill Bill was my masterpiece, but Inglorious Bastards, I think it was. He's like, that's the movie I was born to make.
Wow.
I think is what he said.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, really good too.
Yep.
Very
That
creepy.
one was terrific.
God, it makes my skin crawl. I didn't like the ending. I'll be honest. I did not like the ending of that film. But yeah, very talented guy, Peter Green. So rest in peace, sir.
All right, before we do anything else, as promised, let's give away some SDSU basketball tickets. Game tomorrow night against Air Force at Viejas Arena. It is the Mountain West Conference opener, and you can win 2 tickets right now by being the 5th caller at 833-288-0973. 5th caller, 833-288-0973. And if you want to go to the game, see if you can help turn the Aztecs season around, go to goaztecs.com. Get your own seats, but call and win them at 833-288-0973. All right, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, a little don't do this and some do this as well. Woods, you had what did you have? You had some audio you wanted to play.
Not audio, actually. It's just a really cool story about a guy that is moving on to greener pastures, but left a little green for the guys behind him.
Yeah.
Very cool
Something
story.
you don't see
don't
nowadays
see
in
this.
college sports.
I'll just say also something you would never do. Ever.
Fair.
Hey, Adam, it's Ben. I'm leaving, but
I'm going to leave a little something for the next guy.
Nor would you leave money for Odyssey if you left. Would you?
You'll see.
I will. All right, that is coming up
there's a
next
contract year coming up.
with
That
Ben and
is.
Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Hang on. Paulie rarely gets caught off guard.
No.
GE gambling problem? Call 1
Whoa, all right,
now he's playing.
00466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
In
Hey!
echo multiple times. Let's talk about 7 Mile Casino. It is our place to play cards. Here's what you got. It's not one of those big, giant casinos that you go to in the East County, which are, fine. If you want to go and play slot machines,
It's a
and you
different vibe.
you want to do the big resort thing, do it. I'm not arguing against it. But if you want to play cards and you want to go to the best card room, there's no debate about the best place to go. It is 7 Mile Casino. You're going to drive down the 5. You're going to hop in there, sit down at a California-style blackjack table, Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, or Baccarat. You're going to love it.
Oh, you're done there. Yeah,
I'm done.
I couldn't agree more. Smoke-free environment there as well. No slot machines either. I know many of you like slots, and that's okay. But this is a place for card players. Great place to go grab lunch. A great place to go grab dinner as well. The food is spectacular. The ambiance, the aura when you walk in. The bar area is really slick and cool, and the patio is amazing too with great views.
It is absolutely. The food is fantastic. 24/7 too. Any time of the day you want a meal at Sammy's at 7 Mile, you can order off the players menu. Enjoy the weekend brunch, Saturdays and Sundays, best in the South County, 9 to 3 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. Check it out today. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Okay, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't do this. Brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. We got Jesse Rogers coming up at the bottom of the hour. So we will start with the baseball story. It's a very long, drawn-out DDT. The Tyler Skaggs civil wrongful death lawsuit that the family filed against the Los Angeles Angels. Due to the fact that Eric Kay, their PR rep, was the one who gave him the fentanyl-laced pill that ultimately led to his death. They have gotten to the closing arguments, and it's just ugly all around. It's such a sad story, such a terrible thing for so many families. But my curiosity was piqued yesterday when I saw Trevor Plouffe, retired baseball player, now a media commentator, tweet, "Good morning to everyone except Dan Duquette."
Yeah.
Dan Duquette, the former Red Sox GM. Like, why the shade at Dan Duquette? Well, here's why. It was reported that Dan Duquette was a paid witness by the Angels.
Paid.
So before
Can
they
you get paid, you can get paid to be
you
a
can get
witness.
paid to be a witness. Expert witnesses get paid all the time.
That's true.
He's
Witnesses.
an expert witness on the economics of baseball. And before the jury decides whether the Angels are liable for the death of Tyler Skaggs, because if they are, there's going to be a judgment. The family is asking for basically all of Tyler Skaggs' future earnings. But there's a question as to what that would have been. The family says Tyler Skaggs, if he had stayed alive and continued to pitch, would have made over $100 million the rest of his career. The Angels owe that and damages for the family. Now, the Angels say it wasn't our fault at all, but if they do lose the case, they brought in Dan Duquette, who argued, no, Tyler Skaggs wouldn't have made that much money. It may be about $32 million. And isn't it just such an ugly and bad look? And I mean, the argument is obviously, well, a pitcher who is hooked on pills is probably not going on to the greatest career at that point. But you have to make that argument against someone who is dead, who has tragically died. And this is why this case is just the gnarliest, ugliest, most horrible thing that baseball has seen in a long time.
All right. I got it.
What?
saw your.
Okay.
I saw it. I got it.
You good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I remembered mine.
It's just, and they'll, the jury will deliberate and decide if the Angels are at fault
That sucks
for their
dude.
employee.
Like, that sucks to
The whole thing sucks.
Trevor Plouffe. What was his?
He was mad at Dan Duquette for testifying as a paid witness against
Trevor was
against the
witness
Skaggs
too.
family.
Trevor was a witness, but he wasn't.
He
called,
was listed,
right?
but he wasn't called. He was going to testify on behalf of the Skaggs family on their side of it. He was never called as a witness, but he was on the case. He was good friends with Tyler Skaggs.
God, it's so brutal, dude.
Yeah,
so brutal. All right, I saw this yesterday. I'm gonna bang your Ryan Clark story.
That's fine
because I saw this yesterday. This one actually hits a little bit closer to home. Jim Bowden,
another former GM. We're all the former GMs.
Yeah, he's in Don't Do This Today. He has some words of advice for Pirate fans and maybe some other small market teams if you don't like what the Dodgers are doing. This was his advice yesterday on Foul or Fair Territory.
I tell people as fans, you don't have to be a Pirate fan. You can retire as a Pirate fan or trade yourself to the Dodgers. If you want to see your team win, right now, the Dodgers have the best chance to win a World Series again this year. So if you want to win, you as a fan, you can go to any team you want. You don't have to root for the team that's your home city. And you can see the Dodgers come play in your home city. They'll come into Pittsburgh and beat you. So, look, if it bothers you that much, just become a Dodger fan. It's fine.
If it bothers you that much, just become a Dodgers fan.
Okay.
And then when the Dodgers suck, you can just change
Go
and become
back.
a Yankees fan.
Right, or whoever you want.
Be an Astros fan. Just change every year. In fact, why don't you decide at the end of the year who you were a fan of after the World Series is over? And then you can celebrate every single year as the fan of the World Series champion. What a great idea, Jim.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Andy says, I think this was a tongue-in-cheek rant. Maybe. But there has been, look, Andy, to be fair, there has been an inordinate amount of gaslighting from national media about the LA Dodgers. An inordinate amount, like a crazy, unrelenting punch in the face to every other team going, your team can do this. Everybody can do this. Everybody can take on $1 billion in deferrals. Everybody can do this. It's just not true. And I think people get tired of even tongue-in-cheek. I think even if it is tongue-in-cheek, no native Pittsburghian is going to say, yeah, Pittsburgher. What are they?
Pittsburgher.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
Pittsburgher. That's cool. That's really cool. Is going to be like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to root for them. But I think it's the gaslighting again of the national media. I remember last year at fantasy camp, I got into a 3-hour DM discussion with Jeff Pass about the exact thing that they're all doing on DMs. You know, he was talking about this or that, and I said, it's just not true. It was crazy. And again, it is. That's what it is. It's gaslighting.
I agree with you. And the story was out yesterday. The Dodgers have officially gone over $1 billion in deferred salaries.
1.07, yeah,
for the year like 2047 now with Edwin Diaz's deal, including a bunch of deferments.
And again, you didn't break any rules. You haven't broken one single rule.
But you're right. They wouldn't allow other teams to do that. They would not. If a Padres said, that's fine, we'll defer everyone's salary for $1 billion, they'd go, no, you're going to financially put yourself in ruin, and we're going to have to bail you out because you can't afford to do that. So you're not allowed to do that. But they let the Dodgers do it because they can.
They can.
And that's not equitable. But that's only one team or one or two teams can actually do that.
And that's after bailing that team out of bankruptcy. They bailed them out of bankruptcy. They're the ones, Major League Baseball helped them land their deal with Guggenheim and all of that. So again, Dodger fans, don't flip out. I'm not mad at you. I wish that the Padres were allowed to take on $1 billion in deferrals. I wish we had Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I wish. But don't gaslight me and tell me, up is down and blue is red. And that's exactly what these guys do. And so I think, when you have kind of a tone deaf comment like that from Jim Bowden, tongue in cheek or not, it doesn't land very well.
Remember, the Padres had 1 year where their payroll went way above the luxury tax, like $270 million, and Major League Baseball smacked them down. They said, you
100%.
are out of compliance with our debt service rules.
Yep.
You have to reduce payroll. And AJ did, like $50 million, and then still went to the playoffs the next year. But that means they're at where their max is. It's not because of the luxury tax. It's because Major League Baseball won't let the Padres go any higher.
Or
no matter who owns the team.
Right.
I mean, I guess if someone else came in and they had an unlimited budget,
like a Guggenheim.
Yeah, then maybe they let the Padres go a little higher. But under current ownership, they can't go any higher than they do. And I'm not trying to defend the Seidler family or whatever. If you want to complain about ownership, you can.
Well, they need to spend more money. They can spend more money.
Major League, I mean, they can spend a little more this offseason, but they can't spend more than 20, 25 million more, or Major League Baseball will just go and slap them and go, you can't do that. You don't have the backing to spend that much money. That's Major League Baseball. They've already done it to the Padres. They've already done it.
Yeah. So it's the gaslighting that I don't particularly enjoy, or the haircut very much.
No. Finally, a little do this.
DD
You like this story. I don't necessarily agree, but go ahead.
How could you not agree with this?
Because sports are a business.
Wow. Okay. I saw this story, and I did. I liked it. I was very moved by this. Tulane's John Sumrall was hired away by, let's see, where did he go?
Interesting.
He left Tulane to go to Florida after this season.
New head coach.
And really, really great coach. Just done a phenomenal job with Tulane. So he's leaving for Florida. And he donated $100,000 to support his former program and the Green Wave's new head coach. The donation will directly strengthen Tulane's ability to recruit, retain football talent. I think that is incredible. Somebody tweeted, no man has ever left a school for another job on better terms than John Sumrall has. Masterclass. I couldn't agree more. I thought it was a very magnanimous gesture. And I think it also means he was treated quite well at Tulane. And I think Tulane understands, if Florida job's open, you have to take that
Looks
gig.
good for them.
It looks good for them. Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to leave back $100,000 for this program that I put my heart and soul in. Absolutely.
I love that.
And to help these players that maybe I recruited, get them some better players. And yeah, hey, man, if down the road Florida and Tulane meet and you lose,
your money is going toward your opponent now.
But I think it's pretty cool. I really do. I think it's really, really cool.
Do you think he felt a little guilty about leaving?
Yeah,
Tulane?
I do.
I think it's $100,000 to make him feel
hush money, guilt money,
a little bit better about going and accepting a giant raise at another school. Which, if you get that out of it, that's fine.
I thought that was cool, though.
I'm sure Tulane is happy, and it was a classy gesture, but certainly not something you should be obligated to do.
No.
You get offered a better job. You don't owe your previous employer anything.
Well,
unless you're contractually, like, you have to pay them out in your contract, then yes. But
I disagree.
This was not. This was out of his generosity of his own heart.
I disagree, because I think there are times that come up and you say, man, these guys took a chance on me. They took a chance. They gave me the head coaching job. I would have never gotten this job without you. Let me leave this program in an even better place than when I found it. I think it's a very class move.
And that is don't and do this for a Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
We're going to take a quick break. Jesse Rogers on the other side with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Prize Picks is my daily fantasy spot. If you're watching football, if you're watching basketball, you can set lineups every single day and win real money just by picking against the numbers, more or less on stat projections. It's easy to do. You download the app, go to prizepicks.com, use the code KWFN. When you do, you're going to get $50 free when you get your first $5 lineup in there. That's $50 from them, from your first $5 lineup, by using the code KWFN at sign up. The more you pick, the more you can win. Up to 6 players in your lineup, you can win up to 2,000 times your money or go less. 2 or 3 player lineups, try to win with smaller lineups. Easy to do. As I said, there's bowl season. There's games pretty much every day from now until January 2nd. And you know what? They can make it a little more interesting by setting your own lineups fantasy for those games. So check it out today at Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
Let's go right out to our David P. Shapiro fan hotline here at 7:37 because joining us right now, one of our absolute favorites. Last time we talked to him, I believe the Padres were battling the Cubs in the wild card series.
How'd that go?
Didn't go great for the Padres. Things have gone well, though, for Jesse Rogers. Congratulations, by the way, Jesse. Just recently announced a contract extension with ESPN. Glad to keep you around. We love your baseball coverage, and welcome back to Ben and Woods.
Good to be with you. Yeah, for about 6 minutes, I was the biggest free agent signing at the winter meeting.
Yeah, I remember that. Now, we're in the last year of our deal here, Jesse. Any tips for us as we, moved? We're lame duck. We're lame duck here in a couple weeks.
Well, my deal was dwarfed by like a single-A pitcher signing a minor league deal with a spring invite. So I'm not the guy to ask for advice on contracts. So
fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. Loved your piece this morning. We went through it a little bit earlier about some of the, a good time if you're a team to kind of strike because there's not going to be a lot of premier bats out there next season. What's your kind of take on, we're all kind of bracing ourselves for the inevitable lockout that could be coming. How do you think it's changed teams' perspectives at all? Are there teams, obviously take the Dodgers out of it, but like other teams going, man, we should really knuckle down, or no, we can go spend $40 million a year on Alex Bregman?
I think it's kind of business as usual. In other words, we've known about this labor situation for several years, right? And the teams that have kind of been holding back, waiting for a new economic landscape, are going to continue to hold back, I think. And the teams that have been going for it over the last few years understand that a lot of things could change after 26, and they're going to continue to go for it because we still have a World Series to be played next year. So I don't think it's changing a lot, to be honest. I mean, the Dodgers clearly want to go for this three-peat, right?
Yeah.
And then who knows what kind of economic restraints might be put on them from the salary cap on down. So we know they're going to go for it. The Phillies have been chasing this ring for a while. Bryce Harper in particular, he's not getting any younger. John Middleton's not getting any younger as an owner. Dave Dombrowski certainly isn't getting any younger and less aggressive. So they're going to continue to push. We saw what they did yesterday in signing Garcia. I mean, the Mariners and the Blue Jays are kind of, well, obviously the Blue Jays one game away from winning it all. The Mariners have had a resurgence here. I don't think any of those teams are going to sit it out. So I think it's almost business as usual. Then you hear rumors like the Pirates and the Reds might spend money. We'll believe it when we see it. But even when they do, it's not like pushing all their chips in. So I think some teams are waiting for the new economic landscape and some teams are going for it. Really no different than the last couple of years.
Jesse, I want to get your take on the Padres rumors floating around about trade talks with the Mets. And full transparency, we kind of started some of those, but I do believe they are real, and there are discussions going on, between San Diego and New York. But AJ Preller's talking with everybody. The one thing that I don't necessarily think the national media gets is they feel like AJ Preller has to sell off, like there is a mandate to reduce payroll. Now, he can't be irresponsible with the payroll, but And I know AJ Preller, he wants to put a winning team on the field in 2026. And that's really the only thing driving him this offseason. And that, I think, will dictate whatever moves he makes.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you that the national perspective on the Padres spending since Peter Seidler passed away has been a roller coaster of reporting. They got to shed. They got to trade Dylan Cease at the deadline. They have to move this guy, and then all of a sudden they're adding guys like Mason Miller. I agree that's been a bit of a roller coaster. I think we could also all agree they're not going to spend like they did when Peter was around, right?
Correct.
That it has, come back down to earth a little bit. It's probably an organization that, probably loses money. Everything's, it's all up for debate in baseball, right? We're always debating, whether teams are, but the way they spent, they were probably operating at a loss, at least for a while. But I don't disagree with you that I don't think they're ready to strip it down or anything. And I think just AJ understands how his team finished the season. He can't just run it back necessarily, although I'd like to see a full season with Fermin and Laureano. That's certainly going to help the bottom of the lineup, because that was an issue certainly early on and got better after the deadline, obviously, but then there were other issues. But I just think he understands that, in some ways they are limited in payroll. We ended poorly, so how can we get better? Let's examine the trade market. I'm pretty good at these trades. So that's why you're hearing his name in there. I mean, the return of Joe Musgrove, you guys know better than I. I mean, is he going to be April 1st? Is he that's important. That's a data point to have him back. And but obviously the question mark with, the big opening with Darvish there. So it's like there's a lot of moving parts with the Padres, and they just aren't going to spend like they did before. So you have to get a little bit more creative and talk to everybody. And with AJ, it's big deals, it's small deals. So it all makes sense to me, I think, if you pull back a little bit and look at what the Padres are right now. Still a good team that maybe fixed their lineup a little bit at the deadline, but I'm still worried about it because it just doesn't feel as lengthy as it needs to be. And there's still some holes in pitching. And I think that's why also, we had such a good bullpen over these last few years and added on to it. Let's take Mason Miller out for a drive here, a test drive with other teams, and see what they're thinking. Because it's almost a luxury to have a bullpen as good as it was. Now, you don't have Robert Suarez anymore, so it's a little bit thinner. But I think that's what's going on in AJ's mind. Long story short there.
No,
or short story long, I guess.
It's a good answer. Short story long, that's fine. We're trying to kill clock here every single day, Jesse. That's kind of our job. So talking to Jesse Rogers from ESPN. Who's the free agent that's kind of left out there that surprises you? I knew Dylan Cease was going to get paid. I said it all year. He's going to make his money. He did. Surprise you that Framber Valdez is out there? Does it surprise you that nobody is? I have not heard one rumor about Luis Ariz. I haven't heard one rumor about Ranger Suarez. These are good players that can absolutely help a team. Who do you kind of feel is sitting there on the board that probably shouldn't be right now?
The first guy you said, without a doubt, Framber Valdez. I don't know what is going on there. That market should be good, should be better. I don't think his agents overshot, sort of what they were looking for. Maybe they did a little bit, like thinking Cease, and maybe they have to come back down a little bit to maybe more of a 5 or 6 year deal instead of 7 or 8 or something. But Framber Valdez, with a good defense, is as good a pitcher as you're going to find on the market. Now, he doesn't miss a lot of bats, so it's got to be on the right team. Milwaukee Brewers, Chicago Cubs, teams that have good infield defenses. But I'm surprised there's not a little bit more. That's a really good pitcher. It's described to me as absolutely a guy that gets you to the playoffs. He's not necessarily going to run through the playoffs because he doesn't have the swing and miss stuff. But look, he's pitched in huge games down in Houston. And I don't quite get why there isn't more talk about Framber Valdez. That's to me, number one, and everyone else is well below him in terms of guys out there that aren't getting a lot of chatter. To be honest, you put Cease and Framber Valdez on the mound together. I'm not sure which guy I would take.
Yeah.
And one of them got paid $210 million with deferrals, and the other guy's sitting out there waiting for a deal. So that's the one that surprises me.
Talking to ESPN's Jesse Rogers, and Padres can't afford Framber Valdez, but they do need, as you said, starting pitching. And I've been asking kind of everybody their opinion on this. On the more affordable level, on a lower free agent contract, and there are not many of those out there. I mean, even Merrill Kelly got $40 million. Who do you like, free agent pitchers, in a
All right. Well, I hope you're sitting down. If we're going lower payroll kind of guy, Miles Michaelis, like, be careful. Right?
Dang it, Jesse.
Listen, the numbers in the second half were better. He did find a little something. He was better. I'm talking if you're looking, small payroll, small salary, back end, that's the kind of guy, that might have a resurgence, might. He does not miss bats, though. So be ready to play some defense, probably in the outfield more than the infield. Because otherwise, I'm thinking about the Rangers, Suarez's of the world, and that's higher priced. But there's, if Brad Keller was going to move into the rotation, he had such a good run as a Cubs reliever last year. That would be a good kind of medium price guy.
I like that dude.
Yeah, live arm. I've never seen a pitcher, I don't think, add 4 miles an hour on his fastball from one year to the next. He went from 93 to 97.
Yeah.
Now in the bullpen. Now I don't know if he's going to throw that as a starter. I'm not sure he's going to be signed as a starter anyway. I did like the KBO guys coming over. Ryan Weiss, smaller name, ended up in Houston. Cody Ponce with the Blue Jays. A lot of these guys that I like have been signed. So yeah, that's why I threw out a Miles Michaelis. I don't love it, but I still think he could have a back end situation where he performs well on the right team.
He was actually a pre-AJ Preller Padres draft pick, 7th rounder back in 2009. Could have a reunion, perhaps.
He and Manny hate each other, by the way. So
do they?
Yeah, Miles was real lippy about Manny, so that's not going to work for me.
Miles is out there.
Miles is out there.
Miles is out there. I'll give you another one. Lucas Giolito type. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, pitched okay in Boston, right?
We talked about Tyler Anderson yesterday a little bit.
Yeah, and this is why I would have said that guy like Merrill Kelly. Now that's $20 million a year, but it's a shorter term 2-year deal. Like that's a perfect okay, we're not paying top dollar, still paying a lot for 2 years, but that's a perfect kind of addition. I think Zach Gallen's looking for that longer term big deal, even though he didn't have the best of years. Suarez is looking for that deal. So I'm trying to think of those kind of back end guys, and Lucas Giolito probably better than Miles Michaelis.
And they're still
won't make you laugh as much.
There's still guys. Are there still pitchers like from the KBO? Because I know that they're a couple of those guys have gone off the board, but there's still a couple of names floating around. What about the Japanese hitter Murakami? What's the market been like for him?
I mean, he needs to sign soon, and there hasn't been a lot of chatter about him. Maybe like Angels or one of these on the sort of outside of contending teams that's willing to, I wouldn't say take a risk, but there's high risk, high reward with him with all the swing and miss. So he's going to sign soon. I just don't know where. I'm not sure if the Padres are tied to him or not. I feel like it's not necessarily going to be a top contending team taking a shot at him. Like let him sort of grow into the major league game, and all of a sudden, maybe in 2 years, you have a 40 home run guy that isn't as striking out as much. So, but we should hear more about Murakami very soon. So, yeah, and Tatsuya Imai is going to come off the board very soon. He's got to sign by early January. A lot of suitors for him.
Okay, well, that was Jesse Rogers. I don't know where he disappeared to, but we really appreciate
his phone died.
Jesse joining us. We were going to probably say goodbye to him in a second anyway, but good insight as always on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Let's check traffic.
Good talk.
Yeah.
Senior week.
Hey, maybe you got a big alert or something. We'll check traffic. I want to comment on something that Jesse said, though, before the top of the hour here, so don't go away on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
This report is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Watch out. You got a couple of problems on the 15. The first one is southbound at Felicita Road. It's an accident. The right lane is blocked. Delays go all the way back to the 78th and further south at Mercy Road. The carpool lane is blocked with another wreck. You also have a stall on the 5 to slow you down northbound at Claremont Drive. It's in the center divider. Whether you're dashing through San Diego or heading out of town, make sure your car's in the game. Friendly text at Valvoline Instant Oil Change will check your lights, wipers, tire pressure, battery, and more with every oil change. Grab holiday savings now at SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Sue Aller with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, let me say first, I don't think Miles Mikolas is coming back to the San Diego Padres. However, what did I say earlier this week? What do the Padres need to replace? 450 innings, 24 and 28, 4.2 ERA. Miles Mikolas, career, 72 and 75, 4.2 ERA, made every start last season. It's not out of the realm that that's the kind of person that the Padres need to simply replace the innings that they had last season. He's not going to be a world beater. He's not going to win a Cy Young Award for you. But someone along those lines is exactly what the Padres need at the back end of the rotation. Guy who's going to make his starts, going to put up a 4-something ERA, and is going to have a record around 500. They had those guys last year, and they won 90 games and went to the playoffs. Can they do better than Miles Mikolas? I would like to think so. I would like to hope so. But again, that's the bar that you're trying to clear. You're not trying to clear Framber Valdez in every rotation spot.
I wish we were.
You need Miles Mikolas plus, and that will do.
We have him
for
in
you.
JP Sears.
Well, for one of them, yeah, that's possible. Where a lot of those innings will be coming from JP Sears.
How about this? A whole rotation of 5.
I'd rather have JP Sears. Well, you have Nick Pivetta, you have Joe Musgrove already.
I'm joking.
But in terms
Randy
of what
Vasquez, put some respect
and
on
Randy
Strandy's
Vasquez,
name.
yeah. And JP Sears is one of those guys. Do you think JP Sears can go 12 and 14 with a 4.4 ERA?
I would hope so.
That's not the worst outcome from a JP Sears season. He makes his starts. He keeps you in games. He pitches a lot of innings and puts up a record around 500 at the back of your rotation. That solves a lot of your problems right there. You're not asking him to be a world beater. You're asking him to go out there and pitch and keep you in some games.
Yep.
I think Giolito is a good idea. As Craig mentioned yesterday, Tyler Anderson, someone that, could probably help the Padres. You don't need the best pitchers in the world. You need pitchers.
Yeah, you got to have arms right now.
You need some arms.
Yeah, they're filling in the minor leagues. They made a couple moves yesterday, too, added some minor league depth. Nobody that I'd ever heard of before, but we can bring that to you at some point today.
Yeah. We're not going to have any insight on these guys, but taken in a whole, the Padres are trying to throw some more names down there with some live arms that not necessarily are going to help the Padres this year, but they might be able to trade at, a deadline to add another relief pitcher or a bench bat or something. AJ Preller looks at these moves down the line and what am I going to need? Who am I going to need in my minor league system? And that's what he's doing right now, is doing that restocking. All right, we'll come back. Second half of Ben and Woods includes Take on Woods, our Rydell Report. Going to spin the topic wheel, I believe, in our 8 o'clock hour as well. Stay tuned. Ben and Woods continuing next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
halfway home on a Tuesday. Benjamin and Woods here on 97.3 The Fan.
Am I in trouble?
Great to be here with you. Have you ever been in trouble?
No.
Never once.
I think we've asked you, what's the worst thing you've ever done? Like, maybe you didn't get in trouble for it.
Oh, he's not going to admit to that.
There was in elementary school.
Oh, boy.
And I was being a teacher's pet,
Weird.
Yeah.
as usual, like staying
Teacher,
in
you
at
forgot to collect the
recess.
homework.
But she had some like gummy bears like in the side. And
Stole.
I stole a handful of gummy bears.
Oh, my God, dude.
They were
I
just
can't
too
even
tempting.
look at you
I
anymore.
know, it was bad.
Her back was turned? And
No,
you're
she
like,
wasn't in there. I was in there alone.
What were you doing? Like
I don't
erasing
know.
the boards
like
or
erasing
something?
the boards or something.
I would
Doing
have
the
shoved you in a
teacher's pet.
locker so hard.
I know. You would have.
Grab you by your ankles and just hold you down.
That's the last time you misbehaved.
Yeah,
huh?
I think so.
And you saw him, bag just sitting there?
Yeah, it was like one of those big tubs.
Oh, a tub.
Yeah. No one's going to miss a handful of gummy
I
bears, right?
actually agree with you. Was it just for her?
I
Or
think
would
it was
she like throw them out?
She'd like throw them out like as rewards.
Huh.
Yeah, I shouldn't have taken them, but
You probably have you felt bad about
I
it.
did. I felt bad about it now for the
You
rest
ate
of my life.
for the rest of your
But
life.
I
They
got
were
in
good gummy
trouble
bears though.
when I was like 6 or 7 years, probably like Bo's age, maybe a little bit younger. Was at the grocery store with my mom, and we were down. She was down one of the aisles, and it was the aisle that had the tubs of like peanuts.
Yeah, of course.
and
Jordan
stuff that you could
almonds.
scoop into a bag, and they also had candies. They had gummy bears, gummy rings, whatever you wanted.
Those red hot cinnamon
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I, of course, at 7 years old or whatever, I'm like, oh, sick, free
Candy.
samples.
Yeah.
Of course.
This is the best. And I got in a little bit of trouble for that one.
Yeah, but you didn't know
I
it
didn't.
better. You know what my bit was? Now that you bring this up, I had a full-on bit. I loved these little. They were made by Brock's Candies, BRACH.
CH, yeah, Brock's.
They were called. I think they were called Neapolitans. They were chocolate, vanilla, and a pink coconut. Do you remember those? They were wrapped,
Okay.
and they were little squares. And
All the Brock's candies were wrapped.
Yeah,
like
wrapped.
The peppermint after dinner mints and everything.
so
yeah.
they had that same section at our grocery store, but they had a little box. If you wanted a sample, you could pay $0.25 to get a sample. You didn't have to get a whole scoop or anything. But you would drop $0.25 in, and then you take one. Well, I used to go up and I used to tap the top of it to make it sound like I dropped $0.25 in. devious criminal. So I go up and then I grab my Neapolitan and walk away eating it.
Monster.
Remember those? Oh,
I
God,
do.
I can still taste them. So good.
I didn't like them because I'm not a coconut.
You don't
fan,
like coconut, but
yeah.
I remember vividly being like, well, there's a good way to game this system right here. Just pretend I put $0.25 in. Prove I didn't, by the way. If a store manager saw that and so you didn't put $0.25 in, I'll go, yeah, I did. You gonna identify my quarter as opposed to the other 100 quarters in here? It's a good bit.
What is your guys' thoughts on the spicy cinnamon candies, like the hot tamales or
Out.
the red hots?
Don't like them anymore. Used to. Don't
we
like
used
them anymore.
to, but
Yeah.
you can't do them anymore.
Mm-mm. I don't really like hard candy.
I would chew a piece of Big Red. The
Gum.
cinnamon
Gum.
gum.
Yeah.
The hot
I
cinnamon
like
gum or
Dentine
whatever.
Fire.
You
I'll
do?
eat some of those Dentine Fire gums, but I don't like hot tamales anymore. I don't
I never
like
did.
the cinnamon hard
Hot
candies.
tamales are the ones that once they get in your teeth, they're just stuck.
Yeah,
there
they're
forever.
there.
I've never been
those.
able to do like flaming hot Cheetos.
Ugh, gross, dude.
It's too much.
My kids eat those Takis that are like super hot, and they reek, and I'm like, they can't be good for you. They just can't be. But yeah, I think they knew they were going to operate at a little bit of a loss when they throw all those candies out there. I think they knew they weren't going to get, exactly what they paid for, and then some.
I mean, how many days, weeks,
Years,
months do those things sit in those bins when you go to the stores that sell the bulk nuts and candies and stuff? How do they monitor how long it's
Right.
been there?
I don't do it, dude.
I
don't go for the bulk nuts and stuff.
I know they
don't.
try to do the top in, bottom out,
Right.
so at least it's the old
Yeah.
FIFO or method,
First in, first
in,
out.
first out. So
Do you-
but
when you go to,
just-
like-
you don't know how long it's been in there.
You go to Sprouts or anything, or
Occasionally, yeah.
I don't go
Bulk.
I don't
I don't
fill
like
up
the
a
bulk.
big bag of almonds. I
Bulk.
just buy a bag of almonds or a
Right.
can.
I do too.
Is it cheaper to do it?
It's cheaper to do it in bulk. Yes.
Okay. But I also
I've done,
think
like,
about
granola that way.
Yeah, but I think about somebody scratching their ass and putting their hands in it. That's what I think about. Some kid blowing his nose and be like, I want a handful of granola. which could easily happen at the factory as well, I guess.
Never mind, you now ruined it. I used to sometimes get granola that way.
Yeah, I just can't.
Not anymore.
I can't do it. It's the little kids like Paul when he was a kid running around sticking his grubby hands in.
Yeah,
They're all
did
at
it.
kid
I was
level.
probably the only kid that's ever done that.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So every time I go in, I look at it. It's appealing, and I go, well, I do need some almonds and some cashews, but I'm going to buy
Most
them in a
of them
sealed
are
bag.
unappealing, though. I like yogurt covered raisins. I mean,
Good, I'll eat them.
No.
I'll eat them. Yeah, I'll eat them in a pinch.
Really?
Yeah, my kids like them, so I'll eat them in a pinch. But I've just been turned off by little kids in their germy butthole hands. Sorry, Adam, I know I'm not supposed to say that word. I'm gonna get my wrist slapped today for that. Sorry.
You can dump it still. Now it's too late. Too late.
late.
They went out over the air.
Well, they're always sneezing and coughing and snot and everything. So I stay away from the bulk items. I really do.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Ugh, creeps me out. I'm not a germaphobe really either, but I just that part for me is just I can't do
I mean,
it.
you can do all your staples, like like flour and sugar.
Yeah,
and
you
those
could.
things.
I can't do
I
it.
just don't want to do it.
Sneezes in it or doctors in it some way, just try to mess with people. I'm out. I'm absolutely out on the whole thing. Yeah, the old stink palm bit, as Steve Davis calls it. Yeah, forget it. Forget it. I'm out.
Before we do anything else, I think we should wish very important member of our Padres community a very happy birthday to Don Orsillo.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday, Donnie.
Happy birthday, Don.
I love Ben and Woods.
There
I
it
said
is.
it. I said it out loud.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Don has been such an incredible addition to the San Diego community. And again, thank you, Boston, for just being, again, one of the dumber organizations out there. Think about the talent they've let walk out the door. The Mookie Betts, the Chris Sales, the Babe Ruths,
The Don Orsillos.
and now the Don Orsillo. They just get peanuts for the return. They let Devers walk. I mean, they got nothing for that. I mean, just how do you operate? I just don't understand. Just bad move after bad move.
Donnie has really turned into an art form. What is the minimum amount of appearances he can make on Ben and Woods without it being awkward?
Yeah, and still be a hero.
He'll give us every year,
Yeah, it's about once a year.
maybe once a year, and we will finally sit down with him at spring training or somewhere, and then we still love him. But I don't think he really enjoys doing it.
Oh no, no, I don't. I mean, you could never get like a weekly with Don Orsillo.
No.
As fun as it would
No.
be. But listen, it's funny because
Too much time on the mini yacht.
I was watching some old clips of Pedro Martinez. It just popped into my head, and Bo and I were watching some stuff, and I go, watch this dude pitch, right? And I'm watching these highlights. It was like career highlights. It's Don everywhere, all over it. And I'm just like, that's Don. So good. I love seeing those old clips and going, oh, he's ours now. And,
That ball is back, and it's headed into a sea of San Diegans.
just a legend. So happy birthday, Donnie. We know you're not listening, but we do love you.
It is one of the things I miss the most during the offseason is you don't get to hear Don and Mud and Jesse and Tony like you usually do. And you kind of just get used to it over the summer, like every single day, with almost no exceptions. You've got them for 3 hours on your television or radio, and then we just have to go without them for 4.5, 5 months. Doesn't seem fair.
And it's why I'm watching highlights every single night, man. I miss it so much. I put on the NFL game last night, and I watched for about 10 minutes, and it just did not hold my interest, not even a little bit.
It didn't hold anyone's interest. That was a horrible game.
Terrible.
That was one of the worst Monday Night Football games ever.
I was at my computer getting some work done. I walked into the living room. Game was on. It was like there was like 7 minutes left in the second quarter, and it was like 3-0. And I go, never mind.
And I mean, if
good.
it was two terrible teams, at least it'd be close. But Pittsburgh was just competent enough to make it not even an interesting game, and Miami was so bad. And I mean, both teams are going nowhere. Miami was officially eliminated from playoff contention with the loss. Pittsburgh remained a game ahead of Baltimore, but they're not going anywhere in the postseason. I mean, they're one and done at most because they have a home game. They'll probably host the Chargers or the Bills in the first round and will likely be underdogs in that game, even on their home field. Didn't did extend a very impressive streak, though, that I saw at the end of the game.
A ridiculous streak.
23 consecutive home Monday Night Football wins. And that dates all the way back to 1991 when Bill Cowher was head coach. Mike Tomlin has never lost a Monday Night Football game at home in his entire career as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I wonder how many covers, in all of that time. That seems like a really, really good bet. Money line bet for the Steelers on Monday night. That's at home. That's incredible.
So now just 3 weeks left in the NFL regular season.
The most exciting part of the game last night, in my opinion, was when my 7-year-old walked in and he goes, "Oh, the Dolphins are 6-7, 6-7, and the Steelers are 7-6. 6-7's everywhere. 6-7." It's exactly what he did, and he walked out of the room just like that. That was the highlight of my night. I was at my computer also getting some work done and had the game on. It was a snoozer.
A couple of big news and notes since we just quickly mentioned the NFL from yesterday. Patrick Mahomes already had his surgery.
Yep.
Apparently
Next
to
day.
repair his ACL. And then I also saw that LCL as well, but they think it went well. And, he's already on the road to recovery to try to get back in time for next season. That's a little dicey given the time frame of recovery. It is, unfortunately, also a torn ACL for Micah Parsons, so he's out for the rest of the season for the Green Bay Packers. And Shane Steichen announced that Phillip Rivers will once again start for the Indianapolis Colts, and that'll be next Monday Night Football game against the San Francisco 49ers, this time at home in Indy against another tough opponent. They are one of the last teams. They're not eliminated, but they're one of the teams still alive for a playoff spot, but it's not. I think they're down to like 15%. The playoff teams are pretty much set in the AFC, other than Baltimore and Pittsburgh, whoever wins that division. But everywhere else, New England and Buffalo, Jacksonville, Houston, the Denver Broncos, and the LA Chargers should be the 6 teams that are almost certainly in the playoffs. And then the Pittsburgh-Baltimore winner is likely the other team in the AFC to make the postseason.
Yeah, should be some fresh blood, certainly, with the Chiefs being out of it. But yeah, 3 more weeks left, the regular season. It didn't pique my interest very much last night. That's okay.
Yeah.
I like the playoffs.
Yeah, but huge Thursday night game this week,
Big
Rams Seahawks here on 97.3 The Fan on Thursday night. So that's a very big one.
The Phillip Rivers thing's crazy. Of course, we all were like, oh my gosh, we had to be by the dial and watch that game. And now it's like, oh no, he's just our starting quarterback. He made it through.
I didn't see, were they off yesterday? He'll be back at facility
Practice,
today,
yeah.
Tuesday usually. So
they came in probably yesterday, but I didn't hear him talk.
I didn't see him talk or
He
anything.
sat the Colts up yesterday for 17
I
hours
wanted to
straight.
know, how did you feel Monday morning? You might have gotten through Sunday afternoon. How did you feel when you woke up on Monday?
That adrenaline wears off. And you're like, oh, that hurt, actually.
The only interesting thing is that Anthony Richardson was actually cleared to return medically. Remember, he had broke his face with one of the exercise band injuries, orbital eye socket. That's what had him out for the last couple of months. He's cleared to return.
It even snapped back and hit him.
Hit him in the face and broke his face. But even though he's back, Shane Steichen says Phillip Rivers is still our starter going forward. They just have more faith that he gives them a chance to win. And until they're eliminated, they're going to try to win games and see if they can still sneak into the postseason.
Did you guys see the comments from Jeff Pearlman?
No.
About Phillip Rivers?
No.
Jeff Pearlman, I love.
I know you do.
Tells it like it is. Greatest podcast on the planet. Greatest podcast. But he said, why? He goes, I'm watching this game, and the announcers of that game, why are they lying to us? Why are they lying to us about Phillip Rivers? Phillip Rivers was throwing helium balloons all game. That's what he was throwing. When it came out of his hand, it looked like a helium balloon. Why are you telling me any different? And I go, oh, God, he's absolutely right. I went back and looked at some of the highlights. I was like, yeah, it looks like a balloon. Looks like he's dropping back, throwing a balloon in the air. You can't, it doesn't, Nolan Ryan couldn't throw a balloon hard. You know what I mean? Not a lot on it.
But he threw it early enough.
He threw it early enough that
he knew where he was going.
Yeah.
But wasn't the worst.
It is. It's pretty insane. Pretty insane. So Jeff Pearlman was definitely dropping the hammer.
All right, we need to take time out. When we come back, let's play a little Take on Woods. We need a contestant, 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas. We had a winner yesterday. Maybe you are next in our musical trivia challenge. It is coming up after a check of traffic with Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Woods and I want to remind you, trust and will. It's not too late even this year to get your affairs in order. Get that peace of mind over the holidays going into 2026, knowing you've got your family taken care of in case something should happen to you.
Yeah. Do you think Philip Rivers updated his trust or will?
I would do so
that?
right before
I
the
would
game.
too,
Yeah,
right
for
before
sure.
that. I would have absolutely made some amendments or making sure that it was all dialed in. But for us regular Joes out there, if you got a family, it's just something that you have to do. It was kind of embarrassing that we waited so long to do ours, but we did it and went to trustandwill.com. Use the code FAN, F-A-N. When you check out, you'll get 20% off your trust or will.
If you want to set up the trust, you can keep your family out of probate court. It's a long, expensive process. You're gone, and your family needs money, and they can't even access your 401k, anything property in your name until they go through the probate court process. If you don't have that trust set up, if you do, they can have immediate access to the funds. It's such peace of mind that you're going to get, but you have to get it done today. Go to trustandwill.com. Again, use code FAN at checkout for 20% off your trust or will at trustandwill.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Counting down the days toward our Christmas and holiday extravaganza. It is Friday morning from 6 to 10 a.m., generally regarded as our biggest show of the year.
I'd say so. Yeah.
It's definitely one of them.
Definitely one of them. Yeah. I mean, opening day is a pretty big one.
That's a big one.
That's always a big
always
one.
love opening.
Different way it's bigger, but in terms of in-studio production, you're not going to get bigger than the extravaganza. We move everything over to our sound space. It'll be all decorated. We'll have tier ones. If you're invited, you already know the details. We're going to have food. We're going to have coffee. We're going to have surprises. Always a good time. Always Christmas and holiday extravaganza.
Great time. Many surprises abound.
I have my gifts for both of you. Finally,
yes.
Nice.
I did a lot of consternation, especially over your gift, Woods.
Mine?
Yes. You know me.
Can't wait to see it.
Not a good gift giver. So hard.
Did you pay for it, or did you win it at a golf tournament previously?
You'll find out on Friday. You will find out on Friday.
I am the same with yours. I got yours. I don't know if you're going to like it or not.
I think you'll like yours, but I don't know for sure.
All right.
I think we're all on the same page.
Now I'm nervous.
Yeah, I know.
We're all kind of like, I think this is a pretty good idea, but no, I'm not sure.
Nervous about it.
Guess what? I got you tickets to see New Kids on the Block in Las Vegas. No,
Me?
No.
No, I wouldn't go.
No, but you can win those right.
I go full Hannah on you.
You can win those, though, right now. Let's play a little Take on Woods. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And let's go to the top of the board. Is this Brandon?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Brandon, how you doing? You ready to play a little Take on Woods?
Yes, I am. Let's go.
Well, let's do this. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for that grand prize. It is 2 tickets to New Kids on the Block in Las Vegas. Even if Woods doesn't want to go, you still get the 2 nights at the Park MGM, the $100 gas card. And for everybody who is New Kids fans, and I know we have a few of them in the audience, you can get your own tickets for the residency in 2026 at Ticketmaster.com. All right, to give you the advantage, Woods has left the studio. You get to pick the category. Your choices are Legends of the Fall, 5 song titles that include fall in the title. The End of Time, 5 2-second songs with titles that all end in time. And our new category today is Soul Searching, artists and song titles that include the word soul. Legends of the Fall, The End of Time, or Soul Searching. Brandon, what'll it be?
The End of Time. That's the 2-second songs, right?
That is all 2-second songs, which means you have 5 of them. You need to identify the song title and artist to score the point based on the short clips that Paulie is going to play. If you don't know one, you can pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. You'll go first. Woods will go second. And we'll see how you do. Brandon, you good to go?
Yes, sir.
Paul, you got everything opened up, ready to go? All right. Let's see what we've got. We've got 5 song titles, again, that all end with the word time. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Brandon, your time begins when Paul plays our first song. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
Summertime, Sublime.
Incorrect. Song number 2.
For the longest time, pass. For the longest time, pass.
Okay, song number 3.
Pass.
Song number 4.
Get Me Baby One More Time, Britney Spears.
Correct. Song number 5.
Adventure of a Lifetime, Coldplay.
No, that was earlier. Song number 2. You got the song title. Who's the artist? Quickly. That's The Longest Time by Billy Joel. Sublime you had right, but it's not Summertime. It's called Doin' Time. Adventure of a Lifetime by Coldplay was the 3rd song. You got Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. And the last one was Closing Time by Semisonic. Is that just the one? Just the one? I thought you were so close on so many of them.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring Woods back in. Same 5 songs, same 60 seconds, all 2-second songs today, Woods. All right, 60 seconds back on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Brandon.
It's Doing Time by Sublime.
That is correct. Song number 2.
For the Longest Time by Billy Joel.
Correct. Song number 3.
Pass.
Song number 4.
Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney Spears.
Correct. Song number 5.
Closing Time by Semisonic.
Which leaves us with only song number 3 again.
It's Taint Time by Bruno Mars.
You got the category, but it's Adventure of a Lifetime by Coldplay.
Oh.
But you got 4, and that is a win over Brandon today, 4-1. Congratulations.
Well done.
On the end of time.
Very good. No Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper.
I didn't give you that one.
I like that one.
I've done that one a couple of times before, so I thought I'd mix it up with some different time songs for you today.
Your goat is back, everybody.
Good work today.
Thank you.
All right, we've only got a couple more games this year. Well, one, take on Woods tomorrow, a real or fake on Thursday, and then the Grand Championship rematch between you and John Flint
Is that
on Friday.
do we qualify anybody on Friday, or is that just a fun game between our champions? I can't
I
remember.
like to think of it just as a fun game
Yeah.
between the champions. So the last chances to qualify will be the next
Thursday,
2 days.
Next 2 days, yeah.
Wednesday and Thursday
Cool.
for the grand prize drawing. All right, let's take a time out, bottom of the hour. When we come back, we're going to spin a little early topic wheel on a Tuesday just to get the week kind of loose and goosey in our senior week, as you call it, last week of the year. All coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. As you head into 2026, though, if you're thinking about those New Year's resolutions already, and one of them is to lose a little bit of weight, probably a lot of resolutions out there, SDFatLoss.com is the place to make it happen. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, up to a pound of fat per day, simply by eating regular foods, steak, chicken, vegetables. I had some ahi tuna during my weight loss phase, and I lost the weight fast. You can do it as well. Set up your free consultation by going to SDFatLoss.com. And when you sign up before December 31st, you're going to get up to $400 or more off the program. Best prices of the year right now. Lock it in today and then start when you want. After the holidays, January 1st, January 2nd, whatever. It's up to you. They will work with your schedule, but you got to lock in the prices by signing up before December 31st. What you won't get, no injections with the possible side effects, no exercise necessary as well, and they will never ask you to buy a single meal or shake or bar. They don't do that. It's based on your own real foods. They'll even teach you how to eat at the a restaurant or out and about. If you're traveling, you can find ways to stay on the program. I did it. I lost the weight. You could be next. Get your free consultation. Set it up today. Go to SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Just over 20 minutes away from our next announcement and our biggest fan contest. Again, if you haven't put your name in to qualify for the grand prize, do so today at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. You could win a night in our Odyssey suite at a Padres game at Petco Park this season for you, 20 friends, all catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. We read names at 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5:30 every weekday. And speaking of the Padres, before we get to the topic wheel, saw an interesting perspective that I tend to agree with. We've spent the last 2 to 3 years in consternation about the contract for Xander Bogaerts. $25 million a year for a guy who hasn't, hit for a lot of power. Didn't have a bad season last year, but everyone thinks Xander Bogaerts is just massively overpaid. But as you see, Ha-Seong Kim getting now $20 a year, and if he has a good year, probably going to get a raise on that in a multi-year deal next year. Is Xander Bogaerts really overpaid or that overpaid anymore with what contracts are looking like? Maybe
it's
slightly,
probably not as bad as we think of it.
Not as it looked like a couple of years ago, and that's true for a lot of these longer term deals.
But I think with the longer term deal, obviously what you're worried about is in 3 years.
The last
half,
sure, but
5 years.
The interesting thing, Xander's contract, unlike Manny's contract and Fernando's contracts, which are backloaded
and
they're going to escalate up to into the 30s and 34 and 37. Xander's doesn't change. It's 25 a year.
Yeah.
And so every year that goes forward, even as he, may decline a little bit going forward, that number also starts looking more and more reasonable.
Even when he's not producing, will the top shortstops be making 40, 50, 60
million and he'll be making half of what a top shortstop makes by the end of that contract.
Shortstop then, though. That's the other thing you need.
But we have the perfect example already, in the San Diego Padres lineup. It's Jake Cronenworth, because 2 or 3 years ago, we were all going, man, Jake feels kind of overpaid at $11 million a year to, play second or first. And now pretty much widely viewed around the league as a very affordable and attractive contract that Jake Cronenworth, for what he brings to the field, both offensively, versatility, just the way he plays the game, that's a contract that a lot of teams are interested in asking AJ Preller about, that we would have said 3 years ago, I don't know, why did you sign Jake Cronenworth for so much money? But that's how,
it
the
was
baseball
just
economics works.
The unnecessariness of it.
Yeah, the unnecessariness.
If they had never signed that, he'd still be on his rookie contract, wouldn't he? Or probably at the end of it?
Close, yeah.
Jake,
Right?
I think he would have hit free agency by now, I would think. Wonder what Jake would get if he was a free agent right now. What would Jake get on the open
more than
market?
11?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about a lot more than 11 though.
No, he'd get 15 to 20 a year, probably 4 to 5 years, something around, 90 million, I would think. That's just wild speculation on my part, but I think there's a market for Jake Cronenworth out there.
Yeah. I mean, he'd get a deal. I don't know. I mean, would he get? He'd get more than 11? You think?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jake, absolutely. Fritz says, did Ben just compare a 1-year deal with Xander's contract? Well, obviously, but the 1-year deals will continue to escalate, as we go forward for players to play that position. That's just a sign of where contracts are going. And, Ha-Seong Kim is probably going to get a multi-year deal. If he has a good year, you get a multi-year deal next year at maybe an average value that's above what Xander Bogaerts is getting right now. I don't think it'll be 8 years. Well, Xander will have 7 left after next year. Ooh, it's still a long contract. It's big.
Jeez.
But, as each year goes by, all of a sudden it just doesn't look quite as crazy that as it did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, hit pretty well for us in the playoffs last year too. I mean, confident in him when he's healthy. He's a good player and did have that run last year of you felt like Xander Bogaerts was the only one hitting for a time, and he's got that in him. So it's the soup. Here's the soup. You have to eat the soup. He's going to be here. There's nothing you can do. So best learn to enjoy the soup is the best advice I can give you.
I think there's a
is he better than a soup? Yeah, he's better than just a broth.
You want your team to spend their money wisely because you know that every team has certain limits and you want to be able to go out and get additional players. At the same time, as a fan, once they're signed,
when they don't, once you get them,
whether Xander's making $2 million a year or $25 million a year, do you enjoy Xander Bogaerts as a ball player?
Yeah. Don't
enjoy him less because you feel like he makes too much money. Xander Bogaerts is for me a pretty enjoyable player to watch. Yeah. Take the money equation out of it and just tell me if you like watching Xander Bogaerts.
I do
play, and I would say my answer is yes.
Most of the time, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, he went through some slumps that were hard to watch for sure.
Tough. I mean,
Manny goes through some slumps that are hard to watch sometimes, but I absolutely enjoy watching Manny Machado play.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's the likability factor of the guys on the team is through the roof. I mean, I enjoy them. I wish every year they would all throw up 35 bombs and hit 330. It's just not
for the minimum salary.
Yeah, for the minimum salary, it'd be great. Wouldn't that be fantastic? But I do enjoy watching them play. But yeah, I mean, look, those deals are going to hurt. They're going to hurt in a few years.
All right, senior week here means some topic wheel spinning. We'll check traffic, and then we'll come back. And I know it feels like senior week fun, but topic wheel tends to be some of our better segments anyway. So we'll get to that coming up after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
This report is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Still loaded up southbound on the 15 at Feliciter Road with a collision in the right lane, and the 163 southbound connector for the 8 partially blocked with a crash. You also have an accident on the 94 westbound at Kenwood Drive in the left lane, and there's a 2x4 in the middle of the road northbound on the 125 at the 94, blocks the right lane. Whether you're dashing through San Diego or heading out of town, make sure your car's in the game. Friendly techs at Valvoline Instant Oil Change will check your lights, wipers, tire pressure, battery, and more with every oil change. Grab holiday savings now at SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Sue Aller with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
What do we got today? If you remember, what is the worst or weirdest dream you've ever had?
Ooh, those are tough.
Maybe did you have recurring dreams like as a kid?
The one that gets me is when I'm flying, and it's not cool. It's like I'm jumping something. I'm bike, roller coaster off the rails, something flying.
We've talked about this before. When you fly in your dreams, how do you do it?
It usually on some sort of like a dirt bike, and I'd hit a jump.
Really?
And I'm 7,000 feet in the air, and I'm way too high, and I'm like I'm coming down.
I've never had a flying or falling dream that
really?
I remember.
So
that I remember.
I've had tons of flying dreams, and I think I've mentioned this before.
You have wings.
I flap my arms. I don't have wings, but I have to flap my arms really fast, and that lifts me off the ground in my dreams. It does. I never soar like an eagle. I'm never soaring through the air like I'm on an airplane. I have to flap my arms really hard,
like a real bird.
And then that gets me off the ground. Like, no, not really. It's more of a front flap like this, and it just
propels you in the air.
It just, if I do it fast enough, then I will lift off the ground in my dreams. Yeah, and I can fly in my dreams. That's always the only way I fly in my dreams. It's never jumping off a big, cliff and soaring through the air or whatever.
Soaring majestically over the Grand Canyon.
It's a lot of work, and it's very tiring. And I get stressed because I know I'm way up in the air and I got to keep flapping my arms. If I stop, I'm just going to fall. So I got to keep flapping my arms, and I turn those nice flying dreams into these really stressful. You got to keep working. You got to keep working. You got to stay in the air, or I'm going to fall. I got to keep flapping my arms.
Jesus Cristo SD says flying dreams means your intimate life is lacking.
Oh,
as we're all soaring through the air.
Hey, you heard me. I said I've never had one.
Loose teeth. Yeah, I've had that one. That one
I've had that one,
dude.
That's a scary one.
You wake up, you're like, oh thank God, oh thank God, oh thank God.
I had high school or college. I would always have the nightmare that I overslept through a class,
missed a final,
a paper was due, etc.
I haven't had it really any, knock on wood, any terrifying dreams. I dream about work a lot. The work dreams are tough. You wake up and you're like, oh God, this makes it even worse.
Tyler kind of nails this. He said, that's a good metaphor for Ben's life. It's a fun ride, but if I stop working, I'm going to crash and burn.
You're going to crash and burn. Yeah. No, mine is always, I'm jumping a dirt bike off a huge jump, and I go up, and I'm up, and I'm like, I'm way too high. Going? And I'm like, I'm way, 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 way too high. This is going to suck. And then I wake myself up, and I'm, jeez. It's always a dirt bike. I've had the roller coaster off the rails, like shooting into the, oh my God.
I've had that going off, flying out of control on some sort of vehicle dream before.
Yokel said that's because I take Ambien. Yeah, well, listen, last night I did the old double up, and I didn't mean to. Well, I guess I meant to, but it happened to where I couldn't remember if I took my Ambien or not before bed. And I'm laying in bed going, 30 minutes passed. I go, did you take it? You didn't take it, did you? Did I? I did. I didn't. I did. And I go, or was that last night? Oh no. And so it's 9. And I go, and usually I take it 7:45, 8, so I can drift off to sleep by 9.
You need some sort of a string around your finger.
Yeah, some sort of reminder, lay it on my bedside or something. And
I've taken it already.
So 9 p.m. I go, and I'm laying there thinking, am I getting tired? And then once the brain starts going, you're like, I'm toast. So I doubled up.
Lisa says, get a pill case.
You have a pill bottle.
Right. But if you just,
by days,
spread them out once per day and you get to it. Oh, it's empty. I must have already taken it.
Right by your bed.
Yeah. But I took another one. And then at about 1:30, I woke up and I was like,
that groggy.
Fell back asleep. Just felt like death. Got up at 3.
I know the question was the worst dream. I know there's been those horrific murder dreams where someone's trying to kill you, but I can't remember any specifics necessarily about them.
Spin it one more time.
Yeah.
We've probably impromptu done something like this before, but the question is, what is the nastiest thing you've ever eaten? Did we do that recently?
I think we did.
Maybe I just didn't delete it.
That one sounds familiar because I feel like I
Nastiest thing you've ever
said
eaten?
gefilte fish.
Oh yeah, we just did.
Was-
Okay, that's
was
what I thought.
pretty
I said
nasty.
lutefisk.
Yeah, and then you said lutefisk.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Didn't come off the board.
We're gonna now it is.
Now it's off the board.
Yeah.
You heard it delete. Long ass intro.
I know, right?
The king of long ass
I love it.
intros. I do too.
Ben, you don't need to answer this one. Have you ever been caught cheating on a test?
Yes.
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 Caught.
Yeah.
I guess technically on a test, I don't for
I got caught with a
No,
cri-
I did.
I got caught with a crib sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would take like a Gatorade bottle, like the 16-ounce bottle, plastic bottle that has the label on it.
Mhm.
You take the label off, you write the answers on the inside, the back side of the label,
Yeah.
tape it back up around the bottle, fill it with water.
Drink it and then read it.
You can just kind of peek through. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
devious, Paul.
I didn't have a real I wasn't great at tests and I would study and I'm like I needed the crib sheet to get through geology tests, you know what I mean? Like I don't know these definitions and my whole thing was I'm not interested in it, so I'm not going to apply myself. And even when I do apply myself, it doesn't jive with me. So I needed a little crib sheet from time to time.
I was always
Not a crib sheet, a crib sheet.
I was always disappointed when the test was too easy.
Oh, I hate you.
Shut
up.
I'm gonna
Michael.
get 100, but other people are also gonna get a really good grade
You
because
didn't
this
hate
test
that.
was so
You didn't hate that.
easy.
You had your smarmy laugh every time.
and I wanted to be challenged on some of the tests.
That's bad. That's bad to a T. How'd you guys do? I can't stand it. Look at that.
I got caught cheating in high school at the end of it was AP US history. Tough class.
Yeah, bro. All that stuff you got to memorize.
It was honestly one of my favorite teachers, though, and he made the class. It was the first experience I had at like a seminar college style class where he just talked and you just like scribbled notes as fast as you could throughout the class.
Right.
And so me and my friends, most of the class actually, except for like 3 nerds, we didn't pay. It was like $100 to pay to take the AP test to get the credit for the class in college. And I go, I'm not going to score. I think you had to get a 3 or higher. I was like, I already know I'm not going to get a 3. So I'm certainly not going to waste Saturday and $100 to fail
take
this
the
test.
Yeah, it's like a 3-hour plus
So the
test.
teacher got really mad when he saw that nobody had signed up to take the AP test except for like 2 kids. So he gave everybody an assignment over spring break. We had to handwrite like 1,000 terms at the back of the history book. Just terms. Literally, like
complete waste of time.
Declaration of Independence and like the definition. And so we had to do that over spring break. We were going on a trip, me and my 3 friends, and we just split it 3 or 4 ways. All right, you do all these terms, and then I'll take yours, and I'll handwrite the same exact definitions. He was able to read that we just copied each other.
Do students still have to take notes? Or is there like an app where they just turn on their phone, the teacher talks, and at the end, the app just turns it into some notes for you from what you heard?
It's probably,
I don't know. People actually write down notes anymore.
I'm sure, like
in
college
class?
seminars, they probably talk into a microphone that translates
transcribes the whole thing.
Transcribes the whole session.
Yeah, I don't even know how it works anymore. What happens when you're 50?
You never cheated on anything.
No. Didn't need to.
Did you ever let anyone cheat off of you?
I
we talked
didn't
about
need
that.
to, he says.
During the break, Woods said he needed to get his tires rotated, and I said, "Why don't you just do it yourself?" And he gave the biggest scoff in
the biggest
history.
guffaw ever. Yeah, it'll take me about a month to do it, I think. Even like a pro jack, like a real jack.
Hydraulic
I
jack.
still couldn't do it. How do you even do it?
I would assume,
Take
and I've
one
never done
off,
it myself.
actually
either.
know
one.
how.
You take one.
I mean, it's changing a tire, except you're changing all four and just moving them around one spot,
could
right?
you even imagine?
Or do you take the back two and switch them, or do you rotate them like
To the front.
clockwise or counterclockwise? Is there a way
Chances that I
to rotate the tires?
chances that as soon as I pull out, all four just fall off and my whole chassis falls to the ground. The whole body of the car just.
That's a good question. When you rotate tires, how do you rotate them?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
I just got to alert.
Diagonally?
Yeah, I have no
counterclockwise?
Switch across.
To rotate
corners.
tires, you move
Corners.
them to different.
Uneven wear from driver and passenger.
Well, I know you're trying to
Okay.
even out the wear of the tires. I just don't know how. Like, do they all do it the same way?
It says you move them to different wheel position, front to back, side to side, using specific patterns depending on if it's front wheel drive, rear wheel
See,
drive,
you need
all
need
wheel
knowledge.
drive. Sometimes it could be like
Depends
an X.
on the tire.
It could be an X pattern.
I'm just gonna take it to
back
the,
left.
I'm just gonna take it to the
becomes-
guys.
So
who
there's
do
no chance we're ever going to do this ourselves. Even if we could change the tire, we have no idea like what kind of tires we need to properly rotate them in the right direction.
it. No, if I have to like look
You
at
just turn them inside out.
the other way around. Yeah. Put the better ones in front. I don't know.
But then you have to
Something tells me I'm going to go in for a tire rotation. I'm going to with 4 brand new tires.
Of course.
Yeah.
for
You know.
$5,000.
You know that's coming.
They'll give you the little graph that
They'll go,
shows you,
"Ooh."
look at your tread. You're down to
Just go
1.7
ahead. Well, if you're going to do one,
centimeters, which
You don't want-
means
yeah.
it's time
if
to.
you, if you just do one, it's going to be uneven. Let's get those front two. And if you're just going to do the front two, might as well do the back. Yeah. How about throw in an extra spare too? How about I'll buy an extra spare, throw that in the back.
Ben and I will get the text in a few hours. Hey, how much do you guys usually pay for your tires?
I just paid $7,000 for tire rotation.
And I get the sense that all these tire recommendations are made for places like Detroit and Pittsburgh, where they're going to be driving through, slushy ice
Right.
in the winter, not exactly San Diego, where I think we could just have smooth tires, would probably be fine most of the time here.
I could change a tire, but I couldn't change 4 and do it the right way where it was proper. I don't think I could. I could in a pinch change.
Imagine after changing one tire, you had to change 3 more, and how
Rod,
exhausting that would be.
Rod goes, "Hey, don't cheap out. Get the extended warranty for the tires. 100%, 100%. No, fiscally conservative Woods is going to just drive them until they're bald.
Why don't you Google how to upgrade your tires?
That's what I'm doing. I'm driving them until they're bald.
All right, it is time to announce today's biggest fan. If you hear your name called, you'll have 10 minutes to call us back and qualify for our grand prize 20 tickets. You and your friends, a night in our Odyssey suite at a Padres game this coming season with all the fan staff catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. And this morning's biggest fan is John Robinson from Chula Vista. John Robinson from Chula Vista, you are on the clock. You have 10 minutes to call us right now at 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. And you can still put your name into the contest at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. All right, Paulie, time for the Roundel Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Roundel Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Happy Tuesday, gentlemen.
Happy Tuesday to you.
Thank you. Let's get started here in the world of sports media. Awful Announcing has the ongoing 2025 Awfulies as they wrap up their year. And yesterday they announced the best play-by-play announcers. They they broke it down by each sport. So they're going to start with the best overall play-by-play announcer. Any guesses?
I don't know, B.
I will
It's not.
say
Talk about him later.
Go with Joe Buck, Monday Night Football.
Good guess. What's any guesses? Best play-by-play, overall play-by-play.
Kevin Harlan.
Another good guess. Mike Tirico was who they selected
pretty
Sunday
good.
Night Football.
That's good.
Overall, the best NFL play-by-play announcer did go to Joe Buck, Monday Night Football.
That's weird because Mike Tirico won the best
I know.
overall. So
I don't understand the logic there
don't know
either.
how that works. Seems like you automatically then win best
Whatever
NFL
sport
announcer,
you
but
do.
fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess Mike Tirico does some basketball as well.
Yeah, Olympic coverage. He'll do some other stuff.
Yeah.
NBA's best play-by-play announcer, that did go to Kevin Harlan, who also
Nice.
does NFL, but I think I would agree. I think I like his basketball.
I was listening to Kevin Harlan last night, and that guy works so much.
It's insane.
I tried to picture like what his schedule is like because he'll do a TV game on Sunday, and then he has to fly to wherever the Monday night game is for Monday.
He does
and-
Monday Night Football on the radio.
Right.
Sunday on TV.
Right. And then he's got basketball like TNT usually or whatever it is now. Not
Tuesdays and
TNT,
Thursdays.
but yeah, or Tuesday, Friday, or whatever. I mean,
Saturday college
the
basketball
man
games.
must log some airline miles and hotel nights. He's got to be status, in pretty much every club that you've got.
And behind the scenes, for guys like him, broadcasters, they have all of these meetings throughout the week. Like for a Sunday game, they have like one-on-ones.
He's on Zoom
Wednesday
production
afternoon.
meetings constantly.
You can Zoom it.
Constantly.
And so he's got to do that for the Sunday game that he's calling. He's got to do it for the Monday night game that he's calling, and probably for some of the NBA games as well.
Absolutely.
A Medina 97 says Kevin Harlan reminds me of when Tony Gwynn Jr.'s voice caught that one time. It is kind of like that. Right?
Paulie's got to come up with the audio. I can certainly hear Kevin Harlan's voice. I'm trying to remember what Tony's frog in the voice sounded like.
Yeah.
From that was just like
It was like last
last week, right?
Yeah.
That was like some of my favorite audio of all time.
However it goes, they've had a ton of success. I don't think, though,
it takes you out of the equation.
It is more Kevin Harlan like, no doubt about it.
A little bit.
It's just like Kevin
Yeah,
Harlan.
I didn't
Great call.
hear that when
I
we
didn't
played
either.
the Tony clip.
That is good.
What makes Kevin Harlan such a unique announcer is the hyper attention to all the details.
And 4 looks into the nickel of San Francisco in the secondary. Hey, somebody has run out on the field. Some goofball in a hat and a red shirt. Now he takes off the shirt. He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. He's bare-chested and banging his chest. Now he runs the opposite way. He runs to the 50. He runs to the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. The 20. They're chasing him. They're not going to get him. Waving his arms, bare-chested. Somebody stop
Look
that
out,
man.
here comes the blue coat,
Oh,
Kevin.
they got him.
Here
They're
comes the
coming
blue
from the
coats.
left. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
Apparently, Crisello didn't see a difference.
Between the two voices of
Yeah.
Tony,
You're telling
Tony
me
Gwynn.
People in the
Hang
chat.
on, hang
People in
on.
the chat. Look,
You are telling me Chris Ello heard that clip
yeah,
and didn't notice anything?
said he didn't. He got mad at us for doing it because he. couldn't
however
tell the
it
difference.
goes, they've had a ton of success. I don't think, though,
It takes you out of the equation. Excuse me.
No difference.
We're not
at
making
all.
fun of Tony. That
No.
happens to everybody.
Happens to all of us. That's fantastic.
That's hilarious.
Chris is he's in his basketball season now, or he's traveling, and I think he's doing the show from Fresno today, calling an SDSU women's game. So
Tony
he
Gwynn
may be
Jr. laughed
tired.
his ass off. They said,
Yeah, good. Okay, good.
It's some of the best audio I've ever heard. I don't think it really takes him out of the equation. It just turned on a dime.
It takes you out of the equation. Excuse me.
It's so good.
Who are you?
That is so good. I still love the idea that that's his real voice.
Yes.
And he slipped back into it for a second. It's so good.
What happened, Patrick Mahomes?
I don't know that it takes you out of the equation of having to spin.
Yeah,
There,
I
plowing
I
right
hear
through
a pretty distinct difference there.
It's like a stuck burp, but it's exactly what it was.
Wrapping up on the off-the-leaves college announcers, best college football play-by-play went to Sean McDonough, and the best college basketball play-by-play announcer went to, oh boy, Ian Eagle.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh
Oh.
my God. Oh, Iron Eagle.
Oh yeah,
And if you're wondering, I skipped over baseball.
I think he's the best.
Thank you.
You know why I skipped over baseball.
You skipped over
skipped
baseball.
over.
huh? You did. You
Yeah.
skipped over baseball.
Kind of wrecks the entire awards credibility.
Kind of does.
Honestly,
A little bit. I want to go back to a story. We had to go quickly on do this. You were talking about the Tulane football coach and the gift that he left Tulane as he takes over the head coaching job at Florida. We had Jesse Rogers, so we wanted to get through that story, but I wanted to bring that back because I think when you hear the audio,
then you hated this idea, by the way, Ben.
I just thought it was completely unnecessary. But
I'm going
fine.
to completely
Are you gonna destroy
put Ben
him
in
right
his
now?
place.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
because just hearing it from him, the decision to leave $100,000
Yep.
is a gift to this program that he has built up. Here's what the head coach had to say about it.
So my wife and I, back 2 months ago, made the decision to do this. So I was doing this if I stayed, and then when I decided in 2026 I'm going to be the coach at a different school, me and my wife, if you know us, we go on walks every day, right after practice, typically for about half an hour, just so we can make sure we stay married and actually know each other, what's going on in the real world with each other. And I don't know, a couple weeks ago when all this kind of started to unfold with 2026 maybe looking different for us, one of the things we talked about was like, hey, we still want to do this. I'll be honest with you. I told the administration here I still wanted to do that, barring they hired a coach that I approved of. Okay. And so if they'd hired some schmuck, I probably wouldn't have kept doing it.
Genius.
But they hired Will Hall, who I have great respect for. Will's been on our staff the last year. I've coached against Will a long time. And so I want to see Will have continued success. And I would say this too. This place, the university, the city, has meant the world to me and my family. Always will. Like always will. And so for us, the fact that we're not going to be here next year doesn't change that we're Tulane fans. We're New Orleanians. Like this is home in a lot of ways. My two oldest kids were born here. So, and I've talked a lot about when you leave a place, that matters how you leave it just as much as how you enter it. I want to leave on good terms. And I want to be able to come back in 20 years and celebrate this team that's won a championship already together and not be like, oh, the way he walked out the building was kind of questionable. I want them to go, man, he did it the right way. And so I want to see Tulane get better after I leave.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it continue to grow after I leave or my family leaves. I'm hoping for more. I don't want this to be the end of anything. I want this to continue to build upon this.
Fantastic stuff.
That's
That's a coach, man.
It's there's never rarely there's a good ending to relationships, whether working relationships like this. I just feel like in baseball especially, we've had to deal with it a lot here. It's almost like, good, get out of here then, we don't want you.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to leave on good terms.
Sure.
And both parties be okay with that. And I think that's what happened here.
Now,
that
keep
was
in mind,
fantastic.
he is still coaching.
Yeah.
Tulane in the college football playoff.
100%.
So he wants everyone, still on his side right now.
Sure.
Before he goes, they play Ole Miss on Saturday at 12:30 in one of the quarterfinal games.
I like that he was going to do it.
I'll cheer for him though. I liked his
Me
attitude.
too. I like that he was going to do it anyway. And he's like,
Soon
well,
as he
now
knew
that
he
I'm
was-
leaving, I'm like, never mind on that $100,000.
Right.
Like he did kind of dig himself in the hole. He said, got $100,000 coming your way. I'm going to put my own
Thinking
money
he
in
was
this
going to get to
thing."
spend it.
Yeah, thinking he was going to get to spend it.
So,
and then
if Lane Kiffin had left $100,000 for Ole Miss, everything would have been fine.
maybe.
I doubt it.
Probably a little more than 100,000. But
I think the Kiffin thing was obviously dragged way out,
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right.
Who are you cheering for in that game? That's a tough one.
Who?
Tulane or Ole Miss?
Tulane.
But don't you feel some sympathy for Ole Miss the way everything played out? You want them to win without Lane Kiffin?
No.
A lot of people are cheering for Ole Miss.
I'm rooting for Tulane.
I'm
I
kind
can
of
understand
rooting for Tulane now too.
I can understand the rooting interest there.
I think that's the best. I mean,
What's
they
their
were-
conference?
Tulane is in the
No,
AAC,
the other one.
the SEC.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
There's your
I
answer.
think there's a much better chance of Tulane upsetting Ole Miss than James Madison upsetting Oregon
Yes, I would probably agree
for
with
the
that.
group of 5 teams that are in the playoff.
Yeah,
That's the
one-
last game on Saturday.
One of my buddies that I play basketball with, Alex. He's a tier 1. He went to Tulane. He's a huge Tulane, and he's the only guy I know that's a fan of Tulane. So I'm like,
hell yeah.
what a fun season! I'm rooting for you guys.
I'll be rooting for him too. When does that start? Saturday?
Friday night is the first playoff game.
Yep.
Alabama, Oklahoma at 5:00 on ABC, and then the other 3
be at
are
our
all on
Christmas
Saturday.
party.
I will.
Yes, we will.
Sucking
But
sucking
Saturday,
down
you got
my
3 of
ties.
them.
All right.
And then finally, we will wrap it up this morning. Some big news in radio. Howard Stern and Sirius XM. Howard Stern, I believe it's his last show of the year. He made an announcement today with his contract expiring, and there was a lot of discussion about his contract status.
A lot of dancing
while he
on
was
his
away over the summer.
A lot of dancing on the grave that wasn't dug yet by a lot of people. He played every clip of everybody that was like, "Oh, good, he's gone."
Oh, dude,
No.
you were in Hawaii, I think, when that happened. Because I remember people were like in our chat, they're like, "Hey, Paul, your favorite radio guy, what happened to him?"
Oh, no, nothing. Just a 50-year
Nothing's
career
happened.
and $7 billion later.
Yeah, he signed a new 3-year deal with Sirius XM. He's 71 years old, but he did not want to hang it up just quite yet.
No, he did it out of spite.
Yes, I probably agree with that.
Respect
I
that.
think if that didn't happen over the summer, he might be over right now. Like,
Yeah.
he would have, but he never did any sort of a send off. I'm like, so you're telling me he's just going to call it quits tomorrow? Probably not.
Nope.
He said,
I'm very happy.
Share the most important detail, though.
yeah, his workload. He said he's got the perfect balance. He was able to strike the deal with Sirius where he can have a little more free time than he already has,
which is a lot.
Which was he was working 3 days a week, some weeks. Most were.
It's the dream.
Yeah, and so he was doing about 100 shows a year annually on his last 3-year deal.
Yeah,
this one's going to drop down to about 75 shows per year.
So we will do more shows in a year than he does in the entire 3-year contract.
Yeah.
70, that's once a week
We do about
plus a second day some weeks.
We do about
Now, that's the life.
240 shows a year, right around there.
Yeah. Got it clocked, man. And he's on Sirius. He can say whatever he wants, Adam. He can say whatever he wants. Literally any word he wants. I mean, that is I can't even wrap my head around. That's a sexual fantasy of mine, being able to do that.
You can't say that.
I just did. Yeah. And it, I would do more shows.
If
than
we
that.
only had to do one show a week,
I would hate it, actually.
what day would we pick?
Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Every week? Monday.
Every day.
Monday's the day.
Monday's the day.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next Monday.
See you guys Monday. Go Padres. Hope they go 5-0 or whatever.
All right, it's time for our Padres wrap up of the last
It's
7
40
days.
minutes long. We're like, this is great. Oh, I listen. I know. Look, the tone, the tenor, all of it has changed, but he's grown, and I've grown with him. I think that's the most important thing. No, he doesn't. No, he's not doing what he did in 1994. I love that about him. I love that he's grown and matured, and he's a grandfather, and like. I can't get enough of it still. He's still the best to ever turn one of these on. And it's not particularly close.
You were playing for me the other day. I had never heard it, but things Howard hates.
Yeah, that's
that
where
they
I
do
stole
at
the
end
idea
of the
from.
year, which
Yeah.
you stole and turned into things Ben likes.
Things Ben likes. We haven't heard it in forever.
Super open about it.
Yeah.
Just heard it. We're like,
heard it. Was like, let's just flip it.
Flip it. We already had a handful of things that Ben said he likes.
Because he likes a lot of stuff.
And Howard hates apparently a lot of
It was
stuff.
so good. It's so good. He's the best to ever do it.
We have
So,
very different personalities, Howard and I,
not as different as you think.
but some similarities.
Yes, there's some similarities there. I'm elated. Yeah. So good for him.
Nice job, Paulie. Thank you for that round of report. All right, we'll come back. If we want to bring back some of our Padres conversations you missed earlier about you, Darvish, interesting stuff. And I think we're hearing from a very small minority of Padres fans. At least I hope so when it comes to you, Darvish. Talk about that coming up after a check of traffic. More Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, how about one more time for Eco Water SoCal, one of the smartest, most practical upgrades I've ever made for my family. Very excited that we have the Eco Water system in our home. It will come with us forever, for the rest of time. If we move, it's coming with us, or maybe I'll leave it, just get a new one. They are on the cutting edge of water. And I know you said, Woodsy, water's water. It's really not. It's really not. If you've tried Eco Water, you can absolutely taste the difference. You can feel the difference. This is not just your run-of-the-mill tap water because, number one, they take all the pollutants out of it, and it's no longer hard water that is tearing up your pipes, your appliances, your water heater. That's not something you want to ignore long-term in your home. Also, it's the taste and the health benefits for me. That's really why I wanted it. The reverse osmosis system gives you bottled quality water straight from the tap. If you add the alkaline filters, your hydration gets a healthy boost. Everybody in my family loves it. Your family will love it too. It makes a great gift. I'm not even kidding, man. It'd be a great gift to get the Eco Water system for your family. Again, smart, practical upgrade. They've got incredible technology as well. They are the first with Wi-Fi and leak detection, the first with remote monitoring. These guys know what they're doing. They've been doing it since 1925. Try the Soft Life and Alkaline Water now, just $9.95 a month, 760-350-3338, or go to ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you over there, please. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft since 1925.
player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety. In 2023, 1,355 people were killed in alcohol-related crashes throughout California. Driving under the influence of anything is dangerous, illegal, and has serious consequences. Don't be the I in DUI. Go safely, California. I think Tier 1s are restoring my faith in Padre fandom. I've been so disappointed every time I've seen someone criticize you, Darvish, for not walking away from $46 million and retiring immediately at the end of last season.
It's baffling to me. It really is.
Which really doesn't make any sense at all. At the very least, the guy deserves the opportunity to rehab his elbow, get healthy again, and then make a decision about his future. Yeah. And if at that point he wants to consider retirement, if I'm the Padres, I basically say, you tell us what you want to do.
100%.
If you want to keep pitching, we're happy to have you. If you want to retire, you tell us what you think a fair settlement is. And if the Padres end up saving some money, great. And if not, then they signed him and he gets to keep that money. And I don't think Padres fans should even a little bit, criticize you, Darvish, for whatever he decides. But I think if the Padres handle it that way, ultimately, if you, Darvish, does decide to retire, he'll probably walk away from more money than he probably needs to or should, because we already know he walked away from about $4 million 2 years ago when he took a personal leave of absence, even though he was already on the injured list. And the Padres said, no, you're hurt. We'll keep paying you. And he said, no, I need to go home and deal with, some family stuff. And he said, don't pay me, and saved the team $4 million. So if he wants to do that and walk away from the end of his contract, My guess is he will walk away from at least some, if not quite a bit of money. But if I'm the Padres, I am not pushing that guy even a second. Let him come to his own decision and what he wants to do. I'd even say, you tell us what you think a fair settlement is.
See, I hate that bit. You tell me.
You tell me.
You tell me what it is. You make me an offer. I hate. What do you think's fair? I don't know.
That is a tough thing.
The whole contract that you offered me. I don't know.
I don't think you would say that, but if he did, he'd certainly be entitled to it.
Yeah. Again, I mean, you want to yell at somebody about the contract. You yell at AJ Preller. He's the one that gave it out. At the end of the day, it's not U's fault. They gave him a contract. He signed it.
And he probably could have gotten a shorter contract with a higher AAV somewhere else if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Padres wanted to keep the AAV down for luxury tax reasons. That was part of it.
Yep.
So at the very least, this year, consider that, back pay for what he should have been making, as a premier potential Hall of Fame pitcher the last few years. It's too bad that he's not healthy and, couldn't give the Padres another year or two.
It breaks my heart, man. He's one of those guys that, deserves to be healthy. He deserves to be out there. We deserve to watch him pitch, but it's not in the cards right now. And again, a lot can change. And, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I hope that's not the last we saw of you, Darvish, as far as going out like that. In that really short outing in the postseason. Hope that's not it.
Well, if you want to see a Darvish pitch, you can do so here in San Diego.
Yeah.
It was reported recently that his son, Shohei Darvish, has committed to play baseball at UCSD. And he actually talked. He was asked, what's the scouting report on your son? And it was kind of interesting what he said. He said, well, he's actually a really, really hard worker, which worries me, how hard he works, because obviously with a pitcher, you got to balance your workload and everything. And the guy he just is a grinder apparently, and just wants to put every second into pitching and everything he can. And I've been down this road for many years. You want to spend everything you have your arm at the age of 18 or, however old he is as he's going from high school to college here at UCSD, but he'll be pitching for the Tritons going forward. And said he's just a really good son, really good kid. And didn't give us any insight on his breaking ball or anything, but just talked about how much he loves him and how hard of a worker he is.
Something tells me he's got some ideas on how to pitch and how to attack hitters and things of that nature. But if he's like any other kid, he's probably like, yeah. What do you know? You know what I mean? To his dad, who's you, Darvish. He's probably like, I got it figured out, bro. Don't worry about me. Like every kid.
He's got a good personal pitching coach.
Yeah,
for sure.
So cool.
So, and by the way, there's also value. You said he's been around Petco Park, will plan to be around the team as he's rehabbing.
Yeah, Craig Stammen talked about it too.
He will offer, you may never hear about it, but he'll offer nuggets and insight, not only for the pitchers, but Manny talked about how you got him out of a slump last year.
Yeah,
it was
crazy.
He said just one comment like, Manny, you might want to try this. And Manny's right. You're absolutely right. You
can you imagine the Stones? Hey, by the way, you want to lay off that slider away, bud. Oh, all right. That's it. I figured it out. So good.
So, he'll have that you're getting that wisdom from you, Darvish, as well. And I don't think that's going anywhere as long as he remains a part of the Padres organization.
Yep. Can't wait, man. I'm whatever's in the future for him. He's earned it all. He's earned it all. So the needs to retire and walk away is just, it's baffling to me. You guys, know better. You know better. You're smarter than that. If you've tweeted it in an emotional moment, that's fine. We've all been there. We've all been guilty of tweeting through our emotions. But at the end of the day, guy gets hurt on the job, deserves to get paid as he's rehabbing, and then his decision to pitch or not pitch is solely on him.
And I've seen much better sentiments, from our tier ones. And I think people are starting to come to grips with that fact. There may be a decision at some point, but it's not today. And you shouldn't be demanding it today. That's ridiculous.
For sure. I agree.
Let's take one last time out. We'll come back. Got a big event on the sports calendar tonight that Woods probably doesn't even know. And we'll get to that in our final segment next with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
That's the deal.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Zip the mask, Paulie. Zip him up, dude.
I was correct that you did not have really any idea that tonight is the NBA Cup final.
Still doing that bit?
Guess what? You're not the only one.
They're still doing that bit.
The NBA Cup has been
terrible.
Yeah, but they have the funny floors. It's so cool.
Yeah, the crowds in Las Vegas for the semifinals were a bit sparse.
Well, again, I know it's Vegas, but like they don't have a team. There's not a huge market in the NBA.
You're not traveling out to go see the NBA Cup.
No.
That's the problem. And they're discussing what they're going to do. If they're still going to have it at a neutral site, they may move it out of Vegas next year.
It just doesn't mean.
I mean, it's a good matchup. Spurs-Knicks is a good game. If it was just a regular season, normal.
Just a good regular
Amazon
season game.
Prime game. You go, okay, that's good. Wemby. It's good game. But the fact that they win the cup doesn't really mean that much to a fan base yet. Now, players, they get each $500,000 if they win, which adds a little bit of urgency maybe for a game that otherwise doesn't even count in the standings. The cup final is not part of the 82-game schedule. It's the one game of the tournament that doesn't get included in the final standing. So essentially, it's an exhibition game. I don't believe the stats count either. So it's just an exhibition game with the winners getting $500,000 apiece. And it's just not, I don't think it's moving the needle that much, at least the way that Adam Silver hoped it might move the needle. Remember, the whole reason for the NBA Cup was trying to remind people that the Christmas Day was not the opening day of the NBA season, which now has been encroached by the NFL
now
as
the
well.
NFL's taken over Christmas, too.
By the way, better matchups in the NBA, I think. You get the Spurs-Thunder rematch on Christmas Day. The NFL matchups like Chiefs, Broncos now. I mean, Chiefs are already
It was
out
supposed
of
to be
It was
decent.
supposed to be
Yeah.
good. Cowboys out of it. I mean, It's not Commanders out of it. It's not the greatest lineup of Christmas Day games, so you might want to watch some basketball, but
I give the
that
NBA
was the idea.
credit for constantly trying to evolve and try some things, see what works, see what doesn't. I think it can be a little stale if you just never change anything, but they also need to acknowledge bad ideas when they have bad ideas. Yeah. And this one it kind of fell flat. They'll eventually move on to something else. I just don't know that with the way college football has risen. I mean, college football might as well be the NFL now.
Yeah, for sure. But the bowl season's not special.
That's why Christmas being the unceremonial start to the NBA season always worked out well, because people are still locked in to the NFL, college football in November. It's tough to make those games really matter.
I mean,
and I will never forget. I love LeBron James. I think he's the best basketball player that I've ever seen. And getting to watch his whole career has been great. He's also very corny and can do some weird stuff. And the first NBA Cup, when I guarantee you, Adam Silver was like, I need you to celebrate this like you just won the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
I remember the video. He was damn near fake crying, and we won the NBA Cup. Nobody cares.
Mandated that the Lakers put up a banner. Like,
nobody.
That
doesn't mean jack S.
We don't want a banner. Give them credit. They saw, I think, an opportunity. When was the semifinal? Saturday. It's the one weekend of the entire year on a Saturday where
no college football,
no real big college football games. You get Army, Navy, but other than that, that was like an opportunity. Let's put our semifinal games there. That maybe we'll own that day. Now, if the college football playoff expands and they have to move the semi or the quarterfinals or whatever back to the previous Saturday, which they're talking about, college football, as Paulie said, will own that weekend, and the NBA is going to be kind of out of luck because there's not going to be a spot for them for that cup game on the calendar. It'll mean even less than it already does, but it is tonight. It is the Spurs against the Knicks in the NBA Cup Finals, 5:30 on Prime Video. I don't know how many people are actually going to be watching, but it does exist. It's the only game on the schedule tonight, absolutely clear of everything else.
More people will be watching the WBC when that kicks off here in March, Benjamin.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Come on.
I don't know.
Come on.
I know you love baseball, but
bro,
tell me about the WBC ratings.
Well, I don't know, but you saw the World Series ratings higher than ever before, and
it was a game that meant something.
Yeah, but these guys, they're playing in Japan. It's one of the scheduled places. I think worldwide, I think it's going to be the biggest it's ever been. Baseball is healthier than it's ever been right now. I think it's going to be great. Got star power on the U.S. Like Paul Skeens being on the U.S. changes the narrative that no pitchers want to come out and pitch for the WBC. I mean, they ran through the guys that were really getting it done in 2023, and it was Adam Wainwright, it was Lance Lynn. But yeah, man, like now you got Paul Skeens out there. You have an absolute all-star lineup. You've got Corbin Carroll, Aaron Judge, PCA, Bobby Witt Jr., Cal Raleigh. Like, who's not watching the WBC if you're a baseball fan? I'm all in. Are you not?
No, I told you I hate the WBC. I think it's
stupid. Absurd. That's insane. That's insane behavior.
I think it's dumb. I think players are going to get hurt, and then we're going to have more.
I'll be watching it, and I think
I'm going to be obsessed with it.
I have trouble becoming obsessed with baseball in March because it still feels spring training-ish to me.
But it's not. I mean,
I know the games,
the Adam Jones catch was in the WBC.
Okay, so I was going to bring that up. Adam Jones's catch and Shohei against Mike Trout.
Nasty.
Will there ever be a better moment? Is it going to continue to grow, or was that the pinnacle of the WBC? My guess is that was as good as it's ever going to get.
That's an insane statement. That it can never get better than that.
I don't think it will get better than that.
I would agree, especially the last one, the Shohei versus Trout.
Unless you make fundamental changes, like the idea of putting it during the All-Star break, like a non-Olympic, like every other year when it's not the Olympic, like 4 years. Like
guys
Olympics,
are warmed up. They don't have to rush.
It's the really middle of their season and not in March when they're still when pitchers are still stretching out, and you're not getting real pitching in March.
Yeah,
they're still stretching out. At most, you're going to get 2 innings from guys. That's not even regular season baseball.
Oh, so you mean it's like playoff? You mean it's like playoff baseball? It's exactly like playoff baseball. Everyone was like, "Oh, Dylan Cease, what do you go? Inning 2/3?" Everyone's like, "Yes, unbelievable outing from Dylan Cease."
I'll give you that. I will give you that.
It's just like playoff baseball. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's phenomenal. You see the DR's lineup? You see what the DR's got coming to their team? Oh my God. Junior Caminero, Jose Ramirez, Manny Machado, Geraldo Perdomo, Ellie De La Cruz, Jeremy Pena, Willie Adames, Ketel Marte, Vladdy Jr. It literally Tatis, Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez. Like, it doesn't get any better than this.
Shouldn't that team just absolutely dominate? But will they?
On the mound, Sandy Alcantara, Freddie Peralta, Christopher Sanchez, Framber Valdez, and Luis Castillo, potentially. My God. Who's not watching that? I'm watching every pitch I can. Do you guys even like baseball if you're not watching the WBC? It's so cool. It's so cool. And Skeen's out there slinging it. Oh,
I don't want a single Padres player to play
they already
a single
are.
game. I hate it. It just who's going to be the injury this year? Who's going to get hurt?
I just feel
because
like
they didn't have enough time to ramp up.
It's the time
yet.
of year that gives me the most problem.
That's fine. I mean, that's fine. And yeah, I'm going to be nervous as hell.
You know, Edwin Diaz getting hurt in the WBC, it's just such a disaster was for the Mets that year.
Yes. Who's he
such
pitch for
a
now?
disaster. The Dodgers, yeah.
Purple says, I'm a Padres fan, not a WBC fan. Yeah, I could give less of a crap about if Freddie Freeman hits a home run for Team USA in the WBC.
Well, that'd be hard because he plays for Team Canada.
Team Canada, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in seeing my favorite players win than my country win. I'll be cheering for the Dominican.
I'd probably be cheering for the Dominican too. No, I'll be rooting for all of them. I just want baseball, and it's really good baseball.
Do we know, is it just Manny and Fernando?
From our team?
From the Padres?
I don't know if that's official yet.
Xander, I assume, will play for
Aruba?
Denmark?
Netherlands. Yeah, the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I think he did last time, but I don't think they've named all the rosters for all the teams yet. There will still be some announcements coming out.
God, I'm so
over
fired
the
up.
next couple of weeks.
So fired up for it. I can't wait. And it's in beginning of March.
And then you have
it beats the hell out of sitting and watching some
and you have some other
Peoria games.
South American teams. You don't even know guys may not be one of the better players on their team, but they were one of their better players in their country.
Right.
Could end up representing that you weren't kind of aware of.
Yeah, and as far as the injury thing, like Cole says, you can get hurt eating a salad.
Do you want Mason Miller pitching in the WBC?
Sure, if he wants to.
No, you don't.
You really do.
No, you don't.
I mean, I want to see him pitch.
You know that answer.
Is he going to be pitching against the Mariners in a backfield in Peoria?
I guess so.
Yeah, exactly. They're not just bubble wrap these guys in spring. They actually go out and throw to hitters and stuff. It sucks. I mean, look, if one of your guys gets hurt, I mean, at least you got hurt representing your country and playing hard. I love it. I think it's just the most fantastic stuff.
I feel like this is a turnaround of the normal roles here for us.
Yeah.
You are beyond enthusiastic.
Oh, I just cannot wait.
Usually you're the skeptic, you're the poo-pooer of things like this, but you are all in for the WBC. And I'm excited for you.
I love it. I love it.
All right, we need to check traffic and then wrap things up here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
This traffic report is brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans. Jammed on 94 westbound at Sweetwater Springs Boulevard, all because of a collision. It takes out the left lane, and then you have some pockets of volume on the northbound side of the 805 from 94 all the way up to the 52. The westbound 8 also slows down right by the 805.
My mom, my dad works for Caltrans. On the freeway, right next to speeding cars. Please be careful. Flashing lights mean move over. Brought to you by the kids of Caltrans.
Again, when I watch the WBC, and I'll watch, there's
you're not
part
allowed.
of me that roots
No.
against the teams that the Padres are on to get them back to spring training. as soon
Sure,
as
there's
possible.
some of that. The thing about the Dominican team, they've got three. They got Junior Caminero, Jose Ramirez, and Manny Machado. And Albert Pujols is their manager, which is great because he was allegedly almost the manager here. So they will get to play for their pal Albert. See how that goes. He actually talked to me. He's like, I got 3 third basemen that are absolutely elite. So rotating them in and out, getting live ABs, getting real ABs. I'm stoked for it.
Are we scarred a little bit that the last time they had the WBC resulted in that really bad season for the Padres right after?
No, I mean
in 2023.
No, I don't see the
Craig
core.
Stammen addressed it even in his we're talking about ways we can handle spring training better when guys are gone, so we can get better, team chemistry or whatever that needs to be built during spring training. They're not saying that's why they had a bad season, but they're certainly taking it into consideration.
Was that the year that we had all the new faces?
20.
It's
it
AJ
3?
Preller's team. I mean,
Yeah,
every
you know
year
what I
there's a
mean.
lot
Like
of
the
new
Sotos
faces.
and stuff. Was that
That was his first. That was his first
spring.
spring. He was obviously on the team at the end of the previous year, but that was his first spring. Yes, and they all left, and we're gone for a while.
I'm sure it's just a personal preference thing. Like I can probably name you confidently the last, call it 15 World Series champions in Major League Baseball. Couldn't tell you who won the last 3 WBCs.
Japan.
United States.
Yeah. The Dominican team's going to be so fun to watch. So
they're due.
Fun to watch.
They're due.
I mean, I can't even believe these takes by you guys. I'm so excited for this.
Albert, by the way, in speaking in his role as Dominican manager, said some nice things about, even though he didn't get the job with the Padres, he said, I thought it was a really good process, and I felt like I learned a lot and felt really good.
Yeah, 9-hour interviews. You'll learn a lot.
We all joked about, wow, Albert must be really ticked at AJ Preller, make him sit around for a 9-hour interview, and he probably hates AJ now. That at least not what Albert said. He said he thought the process was very helpful and instructive, and feels like he learned a lot of it coming out and puts him in a better position going forward if he still wants to pursue a major league managerial job.
Our pal Jojo Tarantino, who works for the Padres, he gets to go with Team Italy.
Right.
And I was texting with him the other day. He goes, I can't even impart to you how badass and fun it is. They get to travel, and he's the trainer for.
We need to change our name to something like Tarantino.
I know,
so we can go to Team Italy as well.
Do they need their own broadcast? Hey, there he is,
Paul Randolo.
Like I don't know. I don't think we have those qualifications, but man, I'm so bummed that there's not a game at Petco Park. Like that's the one thing. They absolutely.
It's crazy that they haven't brought it back.
They
It's
soiled
the best
themselves
place for the whole tournament.
Where they
ever?
They're in Miami. Is that
Arizona
right?
and Miami.
It's
I think,
just the
again.
worst
Yeah.
idea. It's right here, Petco Park in March. What's better than that? No better spot. That would be how. Would you be more
Keeps it
excited
close
then?
they're keeping them close to spring trainings, I think.
We're pretty close to spring training.
Yeah. All guests on Ben Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Tomorrow will be the last kind of regular show for Ben and Woods.
And
in
Paul and
2025.
Ben rip on the Olympics tomorrow.
For Paul Reindl, for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben
Never
Higgins. Braden Frank coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.